Ready?
Nope.
No.
Do you guys drink coffee in the mornings?
No.
Never been a coffee drinker.
Nope. I only like the smell of it.
Okay.
I like the smell of it.
I don't. I can't stand the smell.
I like coffee. I drink it in the morning. I'll have a cup, or sometimes two, but not very. I don't usually drink very much. I know people that drink like a whole pot of coffee. Like, dude,
Granny does that.
you
I've
got
even tried
You know how much
cappuccinos and
heartburn I'd
stuff,
have?
it's nothing.
yeah. Like, how do you not shake through the day? Like,
No doubt. I had 2 cups of coffee the other day because I was really, really tired. And I think I was talking a mile a minute, like for 2 hours.
yeah.
And then I was like crashing. An hour
That's
and
what
a
it
half.
does.
How I
Yeah.
am every
They
time I have caffeine.
say
And pop doesn't do anything for me.
no, pop don't. So they say that the way that coffee works is the caffeine in it doesn't
Restricts your
actually.
butthole.
It causes you to yeah.
I got a shit.
But like it causes you to crash if you don't let yourself actually wake up before you drink it. So like they say to wait like anywhere from like 60 to 90 minutes before you actually drink coffee
Not really.
after waking up, because I guess it does something to your body where like after a short amount of time after drinking coffee, it will cause you to crash. But if you drink it after you wake up a little bit, it
I just
causes
thought it was
you
because I
it
didn't-
gives you more energy through
I
the
thought it
day.
was just because I don't drink it very often.
I don't know
Like,
how true that is. I just heard on Joe Rogan, and sometimes them people on there are bullshitters. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't drink it very often, so I thought that was the problem. I only
Maybe.
drink it when I'm really tired. Like I need to wake up, and usually I only have 1 cup, like just a cup.
I only drink like a cup or two. I don't drink a lot of coffee. Like that's why like
if I do drink it, I drink it black.
we had a
though.
Keurig and we got rid of that shit. That shit's expensive. Keurigs they're expensive. Like the Keurig itself is cheap, but I mean like the
Well,
pods,
if
those
you
are
buy-
expensive.
If you buy regular coffee and then buy one of those reusable
Yeah.
K-cups, it's not so bad.
Yeah, but then it's not very strong. I like strong coffee. I like
I don't know. We
the
we
dark
have
roast.
one, and Jeremiah, he used to drink a lot of coffee, but not so much anymore. He uses one of those K cups, like the reusable K cup. when
we
he
just got a
wants
French press. I
coffee.
got rid of all that shit.
French presses are nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
You save a lot of money on coffee. You don't have a big machine sitting there.
Yeah,
You
you
just-
just
and
use
we got
it.
a water dispenser, so like we have hot water. I just
Mhm.
use that water dispenser, man. Purified, clean water.
Yeah,
Boom. It's
just
easy.
use it when you need it. And
Yep.
done.
Getting all fancy.
Yeah, sure.
He's all fancy.
French press costs $15. So I mean, compared to your like Keurigs and shit, they're like 60 to 100. I'm good.
But it makes you look fancy. That's the
Uh-huh.
important part.
I always thought that Keurigs were fancy until everybody owned them.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
About 5-10 years ago, you're like, man, you got a Keurig? That's awesome. And now everybody's got one. It's like, you got a Keurig? You're rich because those
I
fucking
said
K
the
cups
same
are
thing, though,
expensive.
like when everybody started getting them, I'm like, why? You can only have 1
Yeah.
cup. Like,
Yeah, them things
The
aren't good
pot-
for but
in
one
the
cup.
pot
And they're like,
better?
and you get like 13 of those cups in a thing. And it's like $13. It's like, holy shit. Like I could buy a bag of coffee
at
for
this
like
point,
$8.
it's cheaper to go to Starbucks.
and it's $8. Yeah. Sure, that's what I buy is the Starbucks coffee in the bag.
Mhm.
And it's like $8 for a bag. That shit'll last me 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
At least 2 weeks, if not longer.
No, I've tried.
With
I've
me
tried
drinking,
cappuccinos
probably
and
only
shit,
2
but that's,
weeks.
like the only thing I can take.
So you need candy coffee.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't just regular coffee. I can't stand.
I can drink it.
I can drink adult coffee.
It depends
I
on
just-
it depends on my mood. Like I'll drink it plain. I'll drink it with like a little teaspoon of sugar. Sometimes I drink it with creamer.
You give me that child coffee, I'm all right.
Most people are like they got to have their coffee a certain way. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's how I like. I usually
Coffee's
if I,
coffee.
I get
I like the
coffee-
mocha lattes. I like all that shit. I like cold coffee. I like hot coffee.
I don't like the chocolate coffee. Like the
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
chocolate.
I hate
coffee.
Mocha?
I
chocolate
can do
though.
caramel.
I don't like chocolate.
I love the
I like
mochas.
the mochas.
I don't
I
like
like
chocolate.
the mochas, yeah.
That's the problem is I don't like chocolate.
I don't
so-
mind the caramel. I don't like vanilla. I don't like much vanilla anything.
Mm-mm.
I like vanilla and I like caramel, but I don't like chocolate. So anything with chocolate, and that goes for anything, not just coffee. I don't know.
You don't like chocolate?
I don't like chocolate.
I just ate plain chocolate earlier.
Like Hershey bars make me
Yeah.
throw up.
I love
I had a
Hershey's.
Hershey
Hershey bar earlier.
chocolate bar.
I do like Snickers.
That's
and stuff.
America's
Like, I like
favorite
Snickers
chocolate.
is with- good.
Like I like chocolate
Baby
with.
Ruth. That's
That's
stuff,
not a
but,
chocolate
like-
bar. That's just a
like
candy bar.
Like
It's
yeah,
a
like
chocolate bar.
yeah,
with nuts in it and
Yeah.
caramel. And
yeah, yeah. Like
Like
I like that
Caddyshack?
kind of stuff.
yeah.
They
Spit
should name
nutty.
they should name a candy after that. Like they should call it a candy shack and then just put a bunch of different stuff inside of it.
Caddyshack.
Candy.
She's saying like a
I think
play
we're
on
getting too
words.
far into this. Anyway, we are the
No,
Bonsai
wait,
Movie
tell me
Crew.
that-
Wow.
We're about
Wait,
5
I
minutes
thought
in
this was a
talking
mic
about
check.
coffee and
Huh?
candy.
I thought this was a mic check.
No, this is the podcast.
I
We
mean,
don't usually do a
we
mic
could
check for
do
5
the
minutes.
we could
Yeah.
say this is a mic check and
Oh, I
then
thought you guys
start,
just
but-
got distracted.
Well, we do that too.
That
but-
does happen.
Yeah. Anyway, we are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff down there. Don't forget to rate us and all that good jazzy shit. What's the first thing I do? Oh yeah, creator profile.
It's right up there.
Yeah, it's right there. I got it.
Man, I'm starting this in
All
5
that
minutes.
shit.
in.
Wow.
Wow. We do it every week, and I still don't know.
And you have points up there.
Yeah, it's even right here on my screen too, and I still don't pay it any
So
attention.
you have 2 places for it.
Yeah, I always ask myself before I look. It's one of those things like you yell at your kids for. You know what I mean? Like they'll ask you a dumbass question. It's like it's right in front of your face. I'm the same way. I'm actually a hypocrite kind of dad.
Well,
He says, "Do as I say, not as I do."
That's right.
Yeah,
You
that's
do as I
exactly
say,
what
not
we're
as I do.
supposed to do.
I hate
That's
when
why
my
we get
parents used to
frustrated
say
at
that.
we
softball.
want you to do better
Frustrated
than us,
with
not
them.
do
Yeah.
exactly what we want or what we do.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our creator profile. Everybody knows who it's gonna be.
No.
The man himself,
Of course.
Bruce Campbell.
You wouldn't have any other.
No other way. No other way. I thought about doing Sam Raimi, but I'm like, nah, because we're probably going to cover the other movies later. And that gives me an opportunity to do him instead. But for now, it's Bruce Campbell. You know, I sent you guys a trailer for
I
some
didn't watch
show.
it yet 'cause-
It's called Discontinued. Apparently, he's hosting some show where they talk about things that have apparently been discontinued. Bruce, come on, man. You can do better than that. And come on, man. You're on Burn Notice. You're great on Burn Notice.
I tried mojitos because of that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
All right.
I
This is
figured
kind of a long one. I actually had to trim this one down quite a bit.
I bet.
Anyway, Bruce Campbell. Bruce Lorne Campbell was born in Royal Oak, Michigan on June 22nd, 1958. The son of advertising executive and college professor Charles Newton Campbell and homemaker Joanne Lewis. What is Nay Pickens? That must be her original name. He is of English and Scottish ancestry and has an older brother named Don and an older half-brother named Michael. His father was also an actor and director for local theater. Campbell began acting and began making short Super 8 movies with his friends as a teenager. After meeting future movie maker Sam Raimi while the two attended Wiley Groves High School, Wiley Groves. I was gonna say, dude, if it was Wiley Coyote High School, that's a good high school.
It sounds like a made up.
It does
Like
sound.
it sounds like
It does
something
like
in
one
like
of those
a.
Disney.
yeah, like it was named after a famous like cowboy or something.
It kind of sounds like something out of a James Gunn movie.
Yeah,
like this
probably.
is Wiley Grove High School,
It's funny because James Gunn, or no, we'll get there. Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
but it would be because of like Sam Raimi movies that he would
Right.
call it that high school. So it's kind of serendipitous, I guess, in
Right.
that way.
And continued to pursue an acting career. Campbell signed a VHS copy of Evil Dead in 2009. Campbell and Raimi collaborated with a 30-minute Super 8 version of the Evil Dead movie titled Within the Woods 1978, which was initially used to attract investors. He and Raimi got together with family and friends to begin working on Evil Dead in 1981. While featuring as the protagonist, Campbell also participated in the production of the movie, receiving a co-executive producer credit. Raimi wrote, directed, and edited the movie, while Rob Tapert produced. After an endorsement by horror author Stephen King, the movie slowly began to receive attention and offers for distribution. 4 years after its original release, it became the most popular movie in the UK. It was then distributed in the United States, resulting in the sequel, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Campbell was also drawn in the Marvel Zombies comics as his character Ash Williams. He is featured. I have that comic book, that whole novel actually. He is featured in 5 comics, all all in the series Marvel Zombies vs. Army of Darkness. In them, he fights alongside the Marvel heroes against the heroes and people who become zombies or deadites while in search of the Necronomicon. Campbell, and he also hits on every female superhero in the book. Scarlet Witch being one of the main ones. Like, he macks on her hard.
Of course.
Yeah, he does too.
And that's funny too, because then wasn't he in the Evil Dead, or not the Evil Dead, but the Doctor Strange movie, the last one. He made like a brief.
I think he was a cameo,
Yeah.
but that was because it was directed by Sam Raimi,
Yeah.
which is fucking hilarious to me. That's why they had a bit of the zombie stuff in it. Whenever he was bouncing through universes, they had the Marvel Zombies, like a quick clip of it in there. It was pretty wild.
Is that picture from that, or what is that from?
No, that's Evil Dead too.
No, that's just a
I would
drawing.
say that's Army of Darkness. Looks like the same hair.
Definitely looks like more of an Army of Darkness thing. Yeah, because you can kind of tell by where he's wearing with his shirt.
Look
and
at
his
the
hair.
That's what I said. It's
Yeah,
the
you're
same
probably
hair.
right. That'd probably be Army of Darkness.
Okay. Is that the fourth
Yeah,
one?
third one. Campbell, who also played Coach Boomer in the movie Sky High. He has appeared in several of Raimi's movies other than the Evil Dead series, notably having cameo appearances in the director's Spider-Man film series. Campbell also joined the cast of Raimi's movie Darkman. The Quick and the Dead, though having no actual screen time in the latter movie's theatrical version. In March 2022, Campbell was announced to have a cameo in Sam Raimi's Marvel Cinematic Universe, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Campbell often performs quirky roles such as Elvis Presley for the movie Bubba Hotep, which is a great movie. Also, with Bubba Hotep, he played a supporting role in Maniac Cop 2, and spoofed his career in the self-directed My Name is Bruce. Have you seen that? You've never seen My Name is Bruce? It's good. It's a good B.
I wanted to.
Fun,
I
schlocky
just
B
haven't
movie.
gotten around to it.
Yeah.
I just haven't. There's a lot of movies out there.
There are a lot of movies out there. Other mainstream movies for Campbell included supporting or feature roles in the Coen Brothers movie The Hudsucker Proxy and Michael Crichton adaptation of Congo. Oh yeah, he was in Congo, wasn't he?
For like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he wasn't in there very long.
He got killed pretty quick.
Yeah, the movie version of McHale's Navy, Escape from L.A. He played the surgeon. You couldn't even tell it was him. John Carpenter's Escape from New York, the Jim Carrey drama The Majestic, and the 2005 Disney movie Sky High. Campbell had a major voice role in 2009 animated adaptation of the children's book Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and a supporting voice role in Pixar's Cars 2. Campbell produced the 2013 remake of The Evil Dead along with Raimi and Rob Tapert, appearing in the movie's post-credit scene in a cameo with the expectation he would reprise that role in Army of Darkness 2. The next year, the comedy metal band Psycho Stick released a song titled Bruce Campbell, which you sent to me, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my playlist still. I still love that song. It's great. On their album, something Revenge of the Vengeance. That's a good name. That pays a comedic tribute to his past roles. Campbell worked on an executive producer of
Easy for you to say.
2023 movie Evil Dead Rise. Campbell other than cinema, Campbell has appeared in a number of television series. He featured in Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., a boisterous science fiction comedy western created by Jeffrey Boehm and Carlton Cuse, I don't know, that played for one season. I remember watching that show when I was a kid.
I do too. I thought it was ran for a lot longer than that.
I thought it did too. I thought it was more than one season.
It's kind of like Mr. Bean. There was like 15 episodes, but as a kid, like
You thought it was like
dude, that was like an 8-season
Yeah.
show for me.
He played a lawyer turned bounty hunter who was trying to hunt down John Bly, the man who killed his father. He was featured in the television series Jack of All Trades, set on a fictional island occupied by the French in 1801. Campbell was also credited as a co-executive producer, among others. The show was directed by Eric, I don't even want to butcher that name, and was produced by various people, including Sam Raimi. The show was broadcast for 2 seasons from 2000 to 2001. He had reoccurring roles as Bill Church Jr., based upon the character of Morgan Edge from the Superman comics on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. You know, I've never seen a guy do so many shows, so many failed shows. Like, he's been in so many shows that are just like, that were bombs, lasted a season, maybe 2 seasons. The 2 main shows that I could say I really remember him being on a lot was the one he was on the most was definitely, obviously, Burn Notice. He was in like every episode. But the other thing was like he had reoccurring roles on both Xena and Hercules. And like, I mean, he wasn't in there a lot, but he would go, you know, he'd do like 1 or 2 episodes a season. So, where he played it.
Crazy for being such an iconic actor.
I know, like, he has such a huge name, and he's so iconic. And I don't think it has anything to do with his TV career. It's definitely his movie career that people look at him for. He is also known for a supporting role on the recurring character Autolycus, King of Thieves, on both Hercules: The Legendary Journeys and Xena Warrior Princess, which reunited him with Rob Tapert. Campbell played Hercules and Xena series, produced Tapert in 2 episodes of Hercules set in the present. He directed a number of episodes of Hercules and Xena, including the Hercules series finale. Campbell co-featured in the television series Burn Notice, which was broadcast from 2007 to 2013 by USA Network. He portrayed Sam Axe, a beer-chugging former Navy SEAL, now working as an unlicensed private investigator and occasional mercenary with his old friend Michael Weston. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen Burn Notice, it's a really good show. Like, it's a really good show. Like, that show is, like, every season ends the same because you're like, because it's all about this dude he wants to get back into. He used to be a spy, and he gets a burn notice. That's the name of the show. And the reason why he gets a burn notice is, like, essentially they retire his ass. So, but he's trying to get back in to this company or whatever so he can become a spy again. And every season ends with, oh, he might get back in. And then it starts out, nope, you're not getting back in. You know what I mean? So, like, it's kind of dumb. Every end season was dumb, but the show itself is really good. Like, Bruce Campbell and the main guy, I can't remember his name. He's not even on here, his name. But the main guy who plays Mike Weston is pretty awesome, too. So if you haven't seen that, I would check it out. When working undercover, his character frequently used the alias Chuck Finley, which Bruce later revealed was the name of one of his father's old co-workers. Campbell was the star of a 2011 Burn Notice made-for-television prequel focused on Sam's Navy SEAL career, which I did watch that too, titled Burn Notice: The Fall of Sam Axe. Campbell married Kristen Duval in 1983, and they had 2 children before divorcing in 1989. He met costume designer Ida Giron, whatever, while working on Mind Warp, and they were married in 1992. They reside in Jacksonville, Oregon, which is such a weird state for someone as famous as him to live. Maybe he likes a low-profile life. I know he's not a very open dude. Like, he don't talk about his personal life much, so. But
I can't really blame him.
Yeah, but that's Bruce Campbell.
If I was famous, I don't think I'd want to live in LA.
No, fuck no.
They want to keep their private life.
Yeah, keep their sanity
out there in the public, anyways.
Right.
I mean, that's how a lot of them keep their marriages going. Because
that's how a lot of them keep their fucking jobs.
Yeah.
Is by not being openly.
The really good ones never lived in LA, like, Patrick Swayze, who kept the same wife the whole time. They had a ranch in, like, fucking
A lot of
Texas
them,
or
dude.
some
Jeffrey
shit.
Dean Morgan has a ranch over in fucking Tennessee or something.
Yeah, that
He
might-
doesn't even
awesome.
live.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys, they live on ranches or whatever, and like they just want to be secluded from all that bullshit. They're like, it's a job.
they go make a movie and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not there to get all up in the public's eye.
It's
and,
their job, exactly.
Yeah, but I believe that a lot of those movies movie actors that are that way are the ones who crave it. They got to have the attention. They have to be looked at, because if they're not, they feel like they're failing at their job.
Yeah,
so-
I agree.
And there's a lot of people like that. Like even Tom Hanks,
that's
as much
the
as people
job.
love him, he's always in the public's eye.
That's the kind of job that attracts those kind of people.
Oh yeah.
It's the rarity.
Yeah, because
You know, the
they start out
rarity.
on stages, and what do people on stages like? They like to be looked at.
Mhm.
That's why they're up there.
You get the rare ones that don't want that. They just like.
And if
They
you
like
hear
the
half of their
job.
stories, they're like, "I never meant to be an actor. I just kind of fell into it." You know, some of them people out there that
Either
are
that
living
or
on
it's
ranches.
like, I think it was Patrick Swayze where he said, I grew up liking to play pretend, and I just never got out of that. I really just like to pretend.
Where
And
does
that's where he just stayed.
Norman Reedus live?
Oh, I don't know. I know he don't live in L.A. I know he's married to
What's her face?
what's her name? Something Kruger.
He used to live in London, didn't he?
He might
I
have.
know he
I
lived
don't know.
overseas
I
at
think he
one
still
point.
does.
Not Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
I think he's over in France right now
They-
for the
they
recording
have-
of Dixon. But
They have land, I know that, but I don't know where. I don't know if it's.
And some of them people
They
even-
have more than one home.
and some of
though.
them will even live in California, but like on the outskirts of cities.
I think they
and-
do have a house in LA though.
Who's that?
Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
I always wondered about them too. I bet they've got a house.
They've got a few houses. I do
I
know
bet they got a
that.
few houses. I doubt they just live in.
But
LA.
they do have one that has like land and acreage, and that's I know they spend a lot of time there.
I'm sure they
so,
do. They're getting old.
Yeah,
That's
You know?
their home.
yeah. Kurt Russell was like everybody's dad growing up. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, if you liked a cocky, bullheaded dad, yeah, that was definitely your dad.
Oh my god! Like I watched every movie, and I just felt like I don't know. I loved Kurt Russell.
Loved him in Tango and Cash.
Overboard.
Tango and Cash is a
Overboard.
good
I
movie.
love
Overboard's a good
God,
one.
I love
There's a lot of good movies with Kurt Russell.
Mhm.
Anyway, moving on.
I love that part with the kid where she's making the sandwiches and she's like, Roy. And he's like, my name is Travis. She keeps calling him Roy for like half the movie.
Travis.
All right,
Herman voice.
let's see what everybody's been watching this week. Apparently, we've got a few movies up our sleeves.
What the hell have you been watching?
Yeah, big week. Nobody was working a lot.
Yeah, that's what it is. Madison, what'd you watch?
I watched. Well, what I watched is what you watched, so I can't say it because I want you to say it. Because
Okay.
you're the one that wanted to watch it.
Okay, fine.
And then
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of Future Man, but not a lot. And I watched an episode of Supernatural. And that's it.
Eric, what'd you watch, man?
I watched Tomorrowland with George Clooney. It's on.
That was one of those movies that people quickly forgot about.
Yeah.
They really forgot about that movie.
I don't think I've
I
ever
enjoyed
heard of
it.
it.
I
See,
kind of enjoyed it. It was
faded
kinda
out
neat.
pretty fast.
What's
It's
it
not a
about?
bad movie.
No,
What was it about?
pretty much how like the
I like
future
George
becomes
Clooney.
like a new multi-dimension, and
Yeah, they tried to do a lot. They tried to make a new Disney franchise,
yeah,
and it just didn't pan out. It
It's
kind
a-
of
it's a
flopped and
Disney
fell on
movie,
its
but
face.
I found it pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I watched that new Genie movie with Melissa McCarthy.
Ooh,
Yeah, it
I'm
was
so-
okay.
I'm sure it was.
I didn't know
I'll
there
pass.
was a new genie.
Yeah, I
movie.
saw the
Yeah.
trailer for it. I'm good.
It was okay.
It was like a Christmas movie.
And then I watched another, not really great movie at all. Triple X, Return of Xander Cage. I watched that one. No, just I'm not.
I mean, there's some good
Is that
people in
new?
there that you love to
Not
see.
really.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't know there were so many.
Yeah,
good
it's-
movies.
It's the
it's-
newer
it's-
one.
It was
It
nice.
came
to
out
see,
in
a
like
lot of people
came out like
in
5 or
there,
6 years ago, like 5 years ago.
But it was
think
just
I've only
like
seen
your
the first
typical Vin Diesel over dramatic.
Yeah, like I gotta go. I'm so badass,
Yeah,
even though I look like constantly constipated.
Yeah, it was just very not. Watch The Italian Job.
Nah, that's a good movie.
He really does,
I
dude. He looks
that.
like somebody who's constantly just holding in a fart. You know, doesn't he? He's always just like, and he talks like this all the time, and he just looks like he's like, I'm trying really hard not to fart.
camera
like,
pans away, lets loose, and
like
goes
oh.
And then after I watched the Italian Job, I just started watching the Halo TV show. That's okay.
I've seen it.
I'm not all the way through it yet.
The best episode is the last episode.
Yeah.
The fight sequence, like the battle sequence at the end, is pretty awesome.
Are they coming out with another season?
I think so. I think they're in the works for the second season. I wasn't happy with the first season.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see the Master Chief's face.
Yeah, I was kind of.
That was my biggest thing with it. I didn't want to see it, and they got this whole side plot going on that I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Where
Like,
he
what
has,
is-
like emotions.
He's got emotions. He's like figuring out he's got emotions, and he's like finding out like this girl that
He's trying to make himself more
works for the
human.
Covenant and all that. It's such a fucking weird thing. And I'm like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah.
I thought he was just here to fuck shit up.
Right.
Like, why are we getting like? I get it, you know.
The first episode really reels you in because all the action.
Oh
right
yeah,
off
all
the
the
get,
action
yeah.
and shit. You're like, yeah, fucking Halo, dude. And then it like get into it, like, and it's all like, oh, like he takes his helmet off the end of the first episode. You're like, oh, you just killed it. You just killed it.
Yeah, he's not supposed to take his helmet off.
I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna have it, like he'll put it back on and then like he'll just wear it, you know, he'll take it off every once in a while. Nah, he just left it off the whole fucking series.
Pretty
It's like, all right, cool. So this is the Master Chief. He's got a face. I didn't want to see his face.
Would have been cooler. I've seen shows like that where there's that guy that's got the air of mystery and he takes off his helmet or whatever and they only show the back of his head. So you still have that air of mystery. but-
Yeah.
So you're kind of sitting there like on the edge of
And
your
they've done
seat.
that before.
Yeah.
They've done that before. But like, if it wasn't for that, the show's not bad. It's entertaining. It's got a great story. It's nothing. But if you come into the show as a fan of Halo and you know the story of Halo, you're not gonna like the show. It's gonna piss you off.
Yeah.
So I had to set that
If
aside.
they would have done like what you said, where they just showed the back of his head or whatever, and maybe at the very end of the show altogether, he takes off his head. And you
can't-
see like an old version of him.
I can't say
Maybe.
anything because I know in the
I don't
books,
think you have to put it aside.
in the books they do describe what he looks like in the books.
Hmm.
So I mean, I get why but they don't. The way the dude looks in the show, he doesn't look anything like that in the books.
I don't think you
either.
have to put it aside as a fan of the show. That's who they should be trying to impress.
You would think so, but I had to set it aside in order to enjoy the show. But
Who
the
says
show
you have to enjoy
but
the
the
show?
show is good. You know what I mean? Like it's good. It's got a great story. It's very very vibrant and very well shot. It's a beautiful show. My problem with the show though is that it's not like what I know the source material to be. You know what I mean?
Wasn't
the
there
games
like
and-
a short Halo movie where like you see a bunch of young Spartans, they take off their helmets and they're young kids? And, like,
it's a
Master
movie.
Chief is the only one that doesn't take his helmet off.
Well, the Master Chief is only in it at the end of the.
Something
Why are
like-
my dogs out? Moving on. What else did you watch?
That was it. That's all I watched.
Oh. All right, Karen.
I watched Choose Line, and then The Righteous Gemstones. We're into season 2 now, and I've made a decision. I think it's The Religious Sopranos.
With comedy.
Yeah.
It's
well, The Sopranos had some funny moments.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I-
but not like this though.
I think Baby Billy is Christopher.
Baby Billy's amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not as annoying and terrible as Christopher, because at least Baby Billy's fun. But he is like the thorn in the side, so he's Christopher. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because it was Thanksgiving, so you had to watch the other one. Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre. There was no prison in the movie.
What?
There was no prison in the movie.
Oh.
What's the movie?
The women like escaped from prison. They were out like digging holes or whatever for the prison, and they escaped. And then there were land sharks, like sharks that swam on land.
So a very B-rated whole
Very.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that they said this movie's name is
Shark and
Saw's Women's Prison Massacre.
Mhm.
And so whenever they pitch this movie, they're like, "But what prison are we?" Like, "Oh no, there's not going to be a prison in the movie." You're like,
Correct.
what do you mean there's no prison? It's literally in the name. Yeah, but we don't need a prison.
Correct. They just had like the van that said women's prison on the side or whatever.
It just said women's
So
prison.
It was a B-rated.
Or Arkansas State Women's Prison or whatever. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention because why?
Right? Why?
I don't need the details. I
Yeah.
just
I know what I'm in for.
I know what I'm going for. Like
Yeah.
the title says it all.
Like I said, it's a B-rated horror holes movie.
Well, the shark started out in water, and then it went inland.
That sounds like some kind of weird dream you would
So
have.
now-
So it was like
I don't even know if I
Sharknado
wanna
meets
say
Tremors.
Yes.
Okay.
Except Tremors is still a lot better than
Well,
that.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sharknado might even be better. No?
Mm,
Maybe?
I don't know. It was entertaining. There was some serious like moments. Like the very first dead body you see is all CGI, and it's not even good CGI. And
Was it the truck scene where like the vehicle just had a sign explosion?
no,
There isn't
It
a
was
part
just-
where the guy's standing at the truck at his truck with a woman and says, "So how about we go back to my place and I eat your pussy?"
No, it wasn't anything like that either. It was
Yeah.
just like, oh, and Tracy Lords was in it.
Who?
Was any of the
Um,
women menstruating to make the sharks come to them?
I think that's her name. No.
Okay.
Um,
well, then I don't
Bubbles
understand what
from,
made them come to the land.
Oh, from Trailer Park Boys?
No, no, that's a boy.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, yeah. She was just in Dutch.
no,
That's who plays Bubbles, isn't it?
no, Bubbles and
Powerpuff Girls.
no. God
Oh.
bless it. It's fuck. We were just talking about it.
The only other Bubbles I can know is one.
Her
from
name
Trailer Park
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
No, her name Bubbles. That's what the guy
Oh,
says.
from Zack and Miri.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she
gotcha.
was in it. She played cop. Yeah.
She played a cop.
She played
Did she
cop.
blow any bubbles?
She was the badass cop too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But the first body you see is CGI. It's not even good CGI. And I made a comment. I'm like, they couldn't even spring for some like Spirit Halloween like body parts and throw
Right.
some fake blood on it, like, and then they did later. So anyway,
Oh my god.
I'm
I'm glad she watches them for us, guys.
I do. I like shitty movies. I do. Like I don't like to watch them all the time, but like when I'm in the mood,
You got to
for
be
it.
in the mood for something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we spent like one whole day doing that. We watched another one called the Paganini Horror, which is an 80s.
She woke up the next day much dumber.
I do okay.
She was
The-
drooling on herself like, "Hey."
The Paganini Horror, which was pretty bad too. It was like an 80s movie. The Requin. Anybody heard of this? It's another shark movie.
Apparently,
I didn't know there
has
was
a
more
it
than-
Shark Week or something for you.
Jeremiah really likes bad shark movies.
What is the deal?
I don't know.
I think you've said
his
that
mom
to us
does
before.
too. I found that out. He asked her about the Sharkensaw women's prison movie or whatever. And she's like, "No, can I borrow it?" And I'm like,
Can I borrow it?
she really likes bad shark movies too. But the Requin had Alicia Silverstone in it, and you think it's gonna be good, and it has like elements.
Hold
of
on,
being
is this the
good.
one where she's like trapped inside and it's like a room, like and it's floating on water
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah,
I think I've seen a preview for that.
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Isn't there somebody else in that movie along with her? That's,
yeah. And I don't know the guy's name. I've just seen him and stuff.
Yeah.
You
He's
think
in-
it's
he's
gonna
in-
be
he's
good.
in stuff.
It looked like it would have been good.
It starts out pretty good, and then like as it goes on, somewhere along the lines, you're just like, for fuck's sake, like, fuck, you know, like this is dumb. Like
Oh.
at some point in time, you're just like, Jesus, woman,
How long is
like,
this going to go on?
Yeah, like
Uh,
the stuff she starts to do gets on your nerves. You're
she's like trying to make this comeback of some kind.
like, mhm.
She's been doing some
I
of
really
these.
wish she would though.
She's
like,
been doing some of these lower budget movies. She's in a movie coming out, or it might be out. I don't remember what it's called, but she's in it with a few other bigger name people. She's in a movie right now. I think it's on Amazon, and it's got like vampires and or some shit in it. I don't know. I started watching it and I was like, this is garbage.
Mhm.
And because it just started out really slow and low budgety, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I turned it off. But I feel like she's trying to make some kind of comeback because she was like one of them weird ones in Hollywood that was like all natural. I gotta feed my kids till they're 18 and
Yeah.
all this. You know, she was really
chewed her
fucking
kids'
weird.
Food for 'em and
Yeah, she
everything.
chewed her own, like bird fed them to him and
Yeah,
everything.
I
She's
was gonna
fucking
say
weird,
ate
man.
it and spit it back up into their mouths.
Mhm.
I remember back in the day, she was like a bombshell, dude. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like she was on every dude's wall. You know.
Mhm.
Now you look at her, you're like, what happened to you? Kind of like how we look at Britney Spears now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Then we watched Nazis at the Center of the Earth. That was
Okay.
a fun one.
Okay.
Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
that the
That
one with
was
the
even too much for me.
T-Rex?
That was bad.
Is that the one with the T-Rex and the Nazis and Hitler?
No, that's that one was good.
No, you're thinking of
Iron
Air-
Sky.
Iron
okay.
Sky.
Yeah, Iron
Alright.
Sky is good. And Nazis at the Center of the Earth wasn't that bad either. It's just bad. Hard Ticket to Hawaii, that's bad. Subspecies, that's fun. Loaded Weapon.
Of course.
Jeremiah hadn't seen it in like 100 years. The Mexican.
Wait. Which one's that?
The one with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
The one with Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt.
Jeremiah had never seen it, so.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Torn Hearts. The Deep House. Reno 911. It's a Wonderful Heist. That was my Christmas movie. And When the Screaming Starts. That's it.
Okay, wow. You watched a lot more than all of us.
I
Put
usually
together.
do.
Well, we watched. Well, first off, we've been watching more of Impractical Jokers every day. We managed to get halfway through The Orphan today, but we had to stop it because dinner was done. So we were watching that, and then
With the first one?
yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched the other one. I don't really have.
I haven't.
I don't really want. To.
I haven't watched it either. We watched. I've been watching Invincible as it comes out every week because it's just a really good show. Like the animation kind of sucks, but the show itself and the story and the voice acting, it's all amazing.
When is the next season of Vox Machina supposed to come out?
Dude, the last season just came out not long ago, so we just watched it too fast.
Oh,
So it's probably gonna be a little while yet.
that sucks.
Yeah, it's a good show. What else did I watch?
Prey.
I watched Prey today with Ada. She had never seen it, so we watched Prey. That
I haven't watched it yet.
Predator movie. You never seen it? They got a.
I'm working on it. I think the only two Predator movies I've ever seen prior to the last one that I watched was 1 and 2.
If I had to go in order of like movies of like Predator movies that I really liked, like in order, it would probably go. Man, that's a tough one because I really have a soft spot for the second one. That everybody hates the second one. I was like, but it's
I
a
don't
good.
remember the second one.
It's
like
so
that
good.
all, hardly other than it
I'm
being
like,
in the
so it
city.
would probably have to be, man, probably 1, 2, and then Prey. I guess maybe I don't know. It's a toss up between all three of them really because they're all really good movies. And then probably Predators, because I don't care what anybody says. That movie is good. I just don't like Adrian Brody in it.
Isn't there an Alien versus Predator?
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Yeah,
I don't
you
count those.
You don't count
I
those
don't
in
count those.
franchises.
Yeah, you
though.
don't count them in franchises.
Crossovers don't count in either
Yeah.
franchise.
Are they
And
funny?
then
own-
Is it funny?
Huh?
Is it funny?
I wouldn't say it's funny. Why would it be funny?
Because they're going against each other, and
They're-
it's funny whenever people
I don't
bash
really
each other.
understand
No.
that quarrel, Alien versus Predator.
Well, I understand it because they said that they were using them to breed to as a kind of like how they do whenever they come to Earth and they find the best and they fight them and kill them and hunt them, whatever. They use the aliens to do that because they're natural hunting machines.
Okay.
So that was the whole story for that, or whatever. There was some kind of ritual behind it, or
I
something.
guess I just didn't understand it because I didn't know that. I never saw the Alien.
And they
versus
used
Predator movie.
humans to like incubate essentially these aliens so they would hatch and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And so that's why it took place on Earth. Anyway, also watched The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring with Madison, and she's been bugging me ever since to watch The Two Towers.
That's because you can't just watch the first one, wait 4 months to watch the second one. I
I will
can't
watch
wait
it.
that long.
I mean, you can.
He says I can't because it's a dad thing. But if he doesn't watch it soon, then I'm probably going to end up watching it because I can't wait that long or else I'm going to lose interest in a 4-hour long movie.
It is a long movie.
You get where I'm going?
It is a long movie.
It's
I've
3
seen
hours.
them once.
I've seen them all.
I'll never watch.
I've
I've
seen
watched
them
them multiple times.
Yeah.
I want to watch the second one.
The
I
first,
hated them whenever I was a kid because they were so long.
It has nothing to do with them being long.
I think the second one's the best one. Because
they're
it's
guy
actually-
movies. They're definitely guy
Yeah.
movies.
I don't know. It's nothing to do with it. I usually like guy movies.
Like I said,
They're
I
not
think,
my cup of tea.
I think the second one's the best one because it's just got more action.
It's
Second one's
also
good because it's got
an
the
hour
trees.
More.
I think the assessment
I
in
don't know
Clerks
about
2
that.
was
The
fair.
trees are awesome.
That's the very, very, very slow part.
I
It
think
is
the
slow.
assessment in Clerks 2 was correct.
The battle parts in it. That's really pretty well done.
Boring.
I like them, but I
Oh.
can't get her to watch Star Wars though.
I can't. I don't know what it is about Star. I can't sit through Star Wars. Okay.
At this point in time, like she probably'd have the same attitude I did about Star Wars. I didn't see Star Wars until I was in my 20s. At that point in time, you know everything.
Mm,
If you've grown up on Earth,
I am
you
the
know
Father.
everything.
Yeah, but it's still just
There
a good
is no there
experience.
is no surprise.
There's a
There
lot
is
more.
no
There's a lot more lore to it than.
Like,
yeah, but not in the
what?
first. Excuse me, last 3 movies.
Yeah.
Just say the
yeah.
first trilogy.
Okay. Anyway, there's not. I mean, there isn't. Not unless you get into the books and all that other stuff.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot more lore
Yeah.
to it.
There's a lot of lore behind
But
Star
somebody
Wars.
like me, I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna read the books. I'm just wanting to watch the movies because they're iconic. There's nothing new to garner from that stuff.
Right. So I watched that. I watched. I think that might be all I watched. I watched something else. Pretty sure I watched another movie. Maybe.
You were gonna make me watch something, but then you backed out of it, and we watched Lord of the Rings. If that's what you're.
We were gonna watch. Me and Crystal were gonna watch. God damn it! What was it? It was a movie she had never seen, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was. No, wait, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. But I did manage to go. So I was at Walmart today, and I picked up the House of Thousand Corpses trilogy, all of them in a steel book, all of them in one thing. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take
Did you
that.
get it for free?
No.
They should have
paid?
paid you.
They should have paid me for taking it.
Yeah.
I got that. That's why I watched Prey, because I picked that up today too, because it was the only Predator movie, including the Alien vs Predator movies that I didn't own. So I got that. I completed my collection because I own all the Alien movies too. Well, I take that back. I don't own Alien Covenant. I don't think I do. That's the only one of those I don't own. But I own Prometheus and all them. And then I also picked up the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie on Blu-ray from 90.
Oh, the one where they go
93, I think it
into
was.
space and get like the monkey and the.
They didn't go into space. They went to a different planet. Yeah.
Yeah, they get like the animal.
Yeah, they go to they get teleported to a different planet, and that movie's so fucking bad.
Again,
Dr.
did they pay
Ooze.
you?
Yeah,
Was it
but I
Doc-
was like, it's something from your. You're like, I gotta own this movie. Like, I'm like, fuck it, dude. They got it here on Blu-ray. I'm gonna buy
Oh, I
that.
would
I've
shit.
buy
never
it.
seen it.
Yeah, you have.
You've never
No, I've
seen it?
never
Yes,
seen
you
it. I
have.
don't like. I've never
You
liked the
watched
Power
when I
Rangers.
watched
What?
it.
Why?
I don't like the Power Rangers.
So
I don't like
if
the
you
Power
did you like
Rangers.
Psycho Gorman?
Who's that?
Psycho Gorman. It was the horror movie from like 2-3 years ago. It was like a
I
few
don't
years
know
ago.
What that is?
You don't know what it's on fucking Shudder, man.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You don't know what it is? About the guy from space. He's like, you never seen Psycho Gorman?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, you watch all them B-rated movies. You gotta watch that.
Okay, I will rate it.
If
down.
you
Oh,
if
you
you
did. Oh, go ahead.
if you like that, you the Power Rangers is like the kid version of Psycho Gorman, dude. Like,
well, if you, I don't like.
no,
Power
I mean like
Rangers.
Psycho Gorman. It's just like a bunch of people in
Scratches
suits.
their nose.
It's a
I
bunch
hated
of
the
people
Power
in like
Rangers.
it's like a bunch of people
That's
in
too
like
dumb for
suits.
me. Well,
Oh,
it was back in the day.
Really,
Maybe I'd
dude?
like
Coming
it
from the
now.
gut person who's just
Maybe I'd
watching
like it now,
sharks swim through the planet, swim through
planet?
through dirt and earth.
but- Mhm.
Whatever.
It was a. It was
We had
a,
it on
uh,
VHS.
What do you call it? A very very old shark. What do you call that?
A megalodon?
No, it was like they thought it was extinct, but it's not.
Yeah, megalodon.
No, not one that we know.
Oh, I don't. Well, how would I know then?
No, not the not the,
Oh
like,
my
the name of
goodness.
it, like a. I can't remember what they called it.
Endangered?
The movie
What do you
was-
call-
Endangered means that we know about it. They're
Oh.
just almost dead.
Dad, what do you call an old shark?
I can't remember the word.
A great white. Because he's great and old and he's got white hair.
So
Sharks don't have hair.
the movie.
Great whites do.
movie-
They
That's
grow hair the
recovery.
older they get.
The movie was a lot better than the TV show, hands down.
Yeah,
They upped the
yeah. There's
budget.
more of a budget there. It's
Yeah.
actually filmed like a movie.
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
was filmed like
It's
a
not
movie.
filmed like the show was.
So instead of $5, they got 10.
They-
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the CGI in it was a little.
Oh, the CGI at the end was terrible.
Yeah, a little terrible.
But like all the other stuff is really good.
Yeah.
Like the sets
I
are
absolutely
huge.
hated the song.
So the song in this, the song isn't
Wait,
in this
you
one.
hated the Power Rangers song?
I hated
I don't
it.
blame her. It was terrible.
It was.
But like in this though, they like actually have like
I'm sorry.
big name songs and shit.
I'm probably the most hated person right now, but
I doubt
I
it.
could not stand the Power Rangers.
I doubt it.
we had, like I said, we had it on VHS, and I watched it all the time when I was a kid. So you had to watch some of it.
No, I probably did not. I probably walked. You remember we had like 80 TVs in our house. You probably turned it on. I walked away.
Not at grandma's.
Yeah, we had
That's where I've usually
4
watched
TVs
it.
in her house, 2 upstairs and 2 downstairs. Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're probably right, but I don't want to say anything because you're my sister.
No,
so
we might have had 3 TVs, not 4.
1 in mom's room, 1 in the playroom, 2 downstairs.
I don't remember 2 upstairs at all.
You guys were rich.
The one in the playroom was this big, and the one in mom's room was this big.
the biggest.
You're
TV
rich.
The biggest.
Back then,
TV
those were big TVs.
That was my
biggest
grandma's
TV
house.
my grandma had. was-
Grandmas
was
were
all
always
dial.
rich.
It's true. Anyway, let's move on.
Whatever happened to the Red Power Ranger? Why wasn't he in the movie from the TV show?
I have no idea. He's in some legal shit right now.
Is he?
That dude who played him.
Probably
Yeah.
got in legal shit back then. That's why he wasn't.
No, he's in some legal
Well,
shit right now because apparently he was involved in some like fraudulent type shit with some people, and I'm not sure if he even knew what was going on, but he's looking at some prison time if,
And
if
you
he
know
gets
what? You guys
convicted.
knew this about me because when we talked about the Green Ranger and all that stuff happening, I was like, I didn't like the Power Rangers, but I don't.
The Blue
I'm
Ranger.
sorry that it
I know.
happened.
I know the Blue Ranger and the Red Ranger. The actors both didn't like each other because the Red Ranger dude was always making fun of the Blue Ranger dude because he was gay.
Yeah, that was. A
That one I do remember.
Yeah, I know
that.
the Blue Ranger guy. Well, it wasn't just him; it was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a lot of them.
So he was a bully. So
Yeah.
they probably kicked him off because of that.
I don't know. I don't know the
Maybe.
story behind all that.
I'm going with that.
But
But
anyways,
anyway, let's move on. Let's get into our movie this week.
Let's talk about the movie.
Which is The Evil Dead from 1981.
The Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead.
yes, get it right.
It is exactly what's called The Evil Dead.
Because if
You have
say
to put the
Evil Dead,
You have
it
to
was
put
the
the
2000
in front of it, or he's gonna have a connection.
Yeah, yeah. Because if it's
It is The
Dead,
Evil Dead, though. It's
Evil
not
Dead was 2000.
I know, but every time we said Evil Dead, he was like the
The Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Let's get it right, guys.
Who wants to read the movie?
I can.
It's not super long, so.
Oh, so he's gonna hand it to me because he thinks I'm stupid.
That's
He
not
never
even
said that. He
what I
just said it wasn't long.
Shh, Karen.
Oh.
Watch that cord. You got a plot synopsis?
Yeah.
5
right here.
vacationing college students unwittingly resurrect demonic spirits through the Book of the Dead. Now there is no escape. The guilty must be punished.
So would we watch again?
1 hour, 25 minutes, NC-17. Bruce Campbell as Ash. Ellen Sandweiss as Cheryl. Richard DeManicore as Scott. And Betsy Baker as Linda. Teresa Tilly as Shelley.
All right. Would you watch? Would you recommend? Eric?
Okay, so this one's gonna be the tough one.
Yeah.
Would I recommend it to anybody? If you've watched Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2, I would recommend that you watch this. But as far as that goes, no, I would not recommend it. And no, I probably won't watch it again. I cannot put myself through that torture again. I'm sorry.
Karen?
Yes and yes. I don't give a fuck who I tell it to. If they don't want to watch it, don't fucking watch it. But I'm gonna tell people to watch it, and I'm gonna watch it again.
Okay.
She'll sit there and watch the torture on their face like,
Yeah, I would show it to people just to be like,
It's great, isn't
I do
it?
that in movies too.
fucking drool coming out of their mouth.
Like, what you
Matt
think
Madison,
that is?
would you?
Yeah. It might take a minute for me to be able to watch it again, but yeah, I'd recommend it and I'd watch it again.
I think for me, I'm gonna recommend it to people who.
I'm telling the truth because I actually recommended it earlier because someone was like, I need movie suggestions. I was just like, watch
The Evil Dead.
And see if
Um,
they ask you anymore.
Like I'm gonna watch it. Well, I'm not asking her for fucking for any more suggestions on what to watch.
I don't.
You're
care.
on a movie podcast? What?
Fuck.
I would recommend this movie to two types of people: people who love horror movies and people who love Bruce Campbell movies. Aside from that, it's not a must watch for a lot of people. I can tell you right now, I love Bruce Campbell, but I'm never clamoring to watch the first Evil Dead.
I just think people need to open their horizons a little bit.
Maybe, yeah, but like
That's
I
too
think in the
much.
case of given the budget of what this movie had, they did a lot with it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot here.
There's
to
a lot
unpack.
of franchises that came out of this.
But some of it is so fucking cheesy that,
Yeah.
and it's just like you don't understand why certain things are happening and why certain people are doing certain things. You're like, what are you doing? Like
I got
her
to a
wandering
point-
into the woods, like as far as she did. Why did you go?
I
Oh,
got
yeah,
I
there's
got
a
to
lot of
point
that.
where
Yeah.
started
I know
nitpicking
you're
the
out
shit of
there.
it.
And
I
then she was
heard
running
you.
for like 5 minutes back. She's like, how far out did you walk?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
100%. But I was actually surprised. I remember, like, I think I might have only seen this once, but I remember watching it and thinking this is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen, and then
Uh-huh.
watching it this time and going, you know what? It's not as bad as I remember.
It's not as bad as I remember.
It's not as ludicrous or like I
Right.
remember like.
It was
thinking, like-
everything else was like bonkers and goofy.
Yeah, I remember
and-
thinking like, "Oh my god, this is just ridiculous." But I
Yeah.
think I was meshing 1 and 2 together in my head
Mhm.
because this is a lot more serious than I remember it
It's
being.
very serious.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna say yes. I'll recommend it to certain people. I'm not gonna recommend it to your mom. Your mom's not gonna care about this movie unless she's a horror movie buff.
My mom might have.
Your mom might. My mom wouldn't. My mom's gonna be like, "This movie was dumb." But I will. This is a movie that I've seen quite a few times, but it's a movie that I don't always get excited about coming back to. If you get the same story from Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
It's just Evil Dead 2 making fun of Evil Dead 1. And
Actually,
it's
there's a
better.
reason that Evil Dead
It's
2
a
was
lot.
made.
I know,
The
I
reason
know.
it was made.
And it's better because it's fun, it's goofy, it's just as fucking it's very
Slap happy.
It's very
Slapstick.
good. It's a good fucking movie, like the second one is. This one is just like Sam Raimi's practice round. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is. And just watch the second one. That's what I say. And we're gonna pull it eventually, so because it's in the box.
And I'm excited for that.
I'm very excited. The 1, 2, and Army of Darkness are the fucking shit. I don't care what anybody says. I love those movies. Those are like up there for me.
Army
But
of
without
Darkness
this
is my
one, you don't
favorite.
have those.
Exactly. So I can't hate this movie. There's bad things about this movie, but this movie still holds a place in my heart.
There's a lot of bad things about this movie, but there's a. I don't know how to explain it.
Something great has came out of something bad. Let's put it that way.
I feel like you said, it was like a learning curve for all of them.
Yeah.
But in that learning curve, you saw a lot of mastery happening,
For sure.
I guess.
I think he did a
There
lot
were-
with a very small budget.
There were
So
Yeah.
he did do a lot
Yeah,
with a small
and you're
budget.
seeing a lot of learning happening, I think, and a lot of
There were-
passion
Mhm.
going on.
There were
I
a lot
guess.
of camera angles and stuff that they kept from the first movie that went in through all the movies that made. Like when
Yeah.
they went up to his face and the way and I love that about the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Sam Raimi.
Exactly.
He does a lot of that shit with his camera. Again,
Eric.
Again,
My feet,
Eric.
man.
Eric. The Terminator don't appreciate that shit.
One of these days, he's gonna terminate you.
Well, maybe he should come back from the future and move himself.
Put it over here.
knocked
Tired
out,
of you
damn it.
knocking me over. Anyway, let's get into our movie here. Madison's going to read our plot, and we'll discuss.
The Evil Dead.
You're
5
right.
minutes.
She did.
I'm
She
sorry.
even emphasized the.
I know. That's what I said. Make sure it's right.
Now I gotta start over. The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Nuh. 5 Michigan State University students Ash Williams, his girlfriend Linda, Ash's sister Cheryl, their friend Scott, and his girlfriend Shelley venture into a rural, sure, Tennessee to vacation in an isolated cabin.
Sure.
They soon run into trouble with Scott nearly colliding with a truck, then barely getting the group to
Hold on.
safety when the bridge
That first part,
leading to the
he's like back
cabin-
there, and he's like reading the map, and then like he almost hits the truck, and he's like automatically Bruce Campbell's face is like up beside it. Look out! Like hanging his head outside the car,
Yeah.
and then the girl's face. ah! I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
When they passed the fucking two people on the side of the road and they looked like the people were waving at them, I'm not waving at you, fuckheads. I was like, what'd they do to you?
Yeah, what they
Just
do to
waving at
you? He's just being a
Fuck.
dick.
That was Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you listen to the Latin closely when the guy's
Yeah.
doing the incantation, it actually says that in the Latin.
What?
Like it says like Sam and Robert at the side of the road at the beginning, but it says it all Latin like.
Really?
Mhm.
That's weird.
Mhm.
Wonder who the guy is that's on the tape. Is that in trivia?
Yeah, it's I didn't put it in trivia because none of us would have known him. He was some
Dude off
like
the side of the road.
yes, no, it was some.
Hey, you want to be in a movie? Well, not you, but your voice.
It was some guy that was like a TV announcer
Oh,
that Sam knew.
okay.
Like he was
I just wondered.
he was like a famous guy, but like we wouldn't have known him.
Right. Okay.
Then barely getting the group to safety when the bridge leading to the cabin hints at signs of collapse. That night, while Cheryl is sketching an old clock,
That
She-
bridge bugged me, honestly.
Why?
I don't think I wrote it down or anything, but like if you're going across the bridge and it's about to fall apart, I'm done at that point. Back up, because how the fuck are we gonna get home?
Yeah, you got to drive back.
You have to
across
go
that
back
bridge.
across it.
She can't handle bridges at all, anyways.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like if you're going, even like persons that don't have a problem with bridges, you have to go back across it to get home.
Yeah.
Like any logical person is gonna go, okay, we can't cross this bridge to go, so how are we gonna get back?
That
Just
whenever-
back up. We're
It
done.
says it's not
that
safe.
whenever the wheel got stuck in it, that should have said something.
Yeah, we're done. Back up.
That I don't.
And they acted
think
like it
they
was no
done
big
it
fucking
like
deal.
that.
Like, they
Trip
were like-
over, find a hotel.
Yeah. Which I don't think the wheel would have been able to get out of that hole like that. I don't think that's how physics works.
It depends on if it's a front wheel or a rear wheel.
I was gonna say if
drive.
it's rear, and it's likely it's rear wheel drive. All cars back then were. Also, yeah, if he's got traction on the other tire, he could get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Or just disagree with me because
No.
you know so much about cars.
I know so much about disagreeing with you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I did write that down. No one wants to talk about the fact that they'll have to cross that bridge to go home.
While Cheryl's sketching an old clock, she notices it stopping. She hears a faint demonic voice outside the window say, "Join us." After she shrugs it off, her hand becomes possessed, causing her to draw a picture that looks like a book with a deformed evil face. Unsure of what happened and what to do, she decides not to mention the incident to the others. When the trap door to the cellar mysteriously flies open during dinner, Ash and Scott go down to investigate and find the Natron Demonto.
Book of the Dead.
Yeah. A Sumerian version of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, along with a tape recorder belonging to the archaeologist. I can't say
Archaeologist.
well, there's
Yeah.
an A and then the E,
Yeah.
Archaeologist.
Yeah.
so the A
archaeologist.
silent.
Sure.
Okay, I was gonna say archaeologist, but then I saw the A and it threw me off. Belonging to
Archaeologist?
the-
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist.
Well, I knew that
We're
was
just making up new.
New words.
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist who owned it. When Scott plays it, the archaeologist's voice recites a series of incantations resurrecting a mysterious demonic entity.
Entity.
Cheryl becomes increasingly hysterical and locks herself in her room. Later, she hears strange voices and goes outside to investigate. You know, Cheryl's that one girl you never wanted to invite to the sleepover because
Yeah.
you know you're gonna get like scared at the sleepover because you're gonna do something that you're not supposed to, like go outside at 3 a.m. and
Yeah, Cheryl's
stand out there
definitely,
by
like-
herself. Like
The lame one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she got on my nerves a lot.
Agreed.
Like, I don't want to say that she deserved to got raped or anything by like a tree,
ball.
but
No, and you know that's the thing is like the actress that plays her is the first one to jump up and down and tell everybody to back the fuck off when they start in about the rape scene being, like, oh, that's terrible, it wouldn't happen today, they shouldn't do that stuff, blah blah blah. And she's like, there's nothing wrong with it. It was
it's
fake.
important.
It was
It's important to the story. It was fake.
it was, you know,
how was
it
that
got
important to the
people's
story?
attention. Like it served its purpose.
Because
Which is funny
it
that
plays for
her-
shock value, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
It's funny
As
that-
long as you understand the difference between what's real and what's fake, it's not a big fucking deal.
I just find it funny that she plays this really uptight character.
Oh shit, I
But-
forgot. I just remembered. Watch Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a
good
great
one.
fucking movie. I bought that too.
I like that movie. But like,
Haha.
I knew there was another movie because the zombie baby
zombie.
made me remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, the zombie baby,
Yeah.
because you know they kill the
It's really
zombie baby.
cute. Yeah,
But yeah, like that's a great movie.
it is a really good movie.
I think it was Madison said she had never seen it.
No.
It's really good.
You watched
It's
it
one
though,
of my
didn't
favorites.
No.
you? Oh, Ada watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ada
It's one
really
of my
liked it.
favorites. Yeah.
Oh, that is one of my favorites. That's probably my,
It's my
second favorite
It's my second
zombie
favorite.
movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, first being Shaun of the Dead.
Mine's Day of the Dead.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Ash gives Linda a silver necklace, which she loves. Cheryl is then attacked and raped by a demonically
Tree.
possessed trees, but manages to escape. Unable to
Lots of
convince the
spoilers.
others of what happened, she asks Ash to
In the
take her
wrong
into town
places.
for the night. However, Ash soon discovers that the bridge has been destroyed. Back at the cabin, Ash listens to more of the tape,
Kinda seemed like she
learning that
enjoyed
the
it
only
for a
way to
second.
kill the
Like,
entity
ugh.
is to dismember the body when it possesses a host. Cheryl succumbs to the entity and attacks the others, stabbing Linda in the ankle with a pencil before Scott can force her into the cellar. Shelley becomes possessed as well, forcing Scott to chop up her body with an axe and bury the remains. Shaken by the experience, he leaves to find a way back to town.
I'm gonna experiment on chopping up my girlfriend. You're next, Ash.
When Ash goes to check on Linda, he is horrified to find that she has already begun to turn. Badly injured Scott staggers into the cabin and dies of his wounds, having been attacked by the trees.
His
While Ash
girlfriend's,
tries
like,
to figure out what to do,
her-
both Linda
her
and
makeup, like everybody else's makeup went straight to being fucking horrific. And
Yeah,
and
hers
she
is
was-
like,
she was just, puts no
yeah,
eyeliner
but I
and,
think it
like-
was intentional though. That
It
was
was.
definitely intentional.
It was.
Like the whole like the demonic stuff. Like hers
She
was supposed to
was
be
the
like
creepiest.
she was supposed to be like a
Wait.
demonic child or
No,
some shit.
dude. Like I remember the first time watching that and
us!
thinking like she's the creepiest because of like
Her
at
facial,
first she's annoying, but like that
Yeah.
laugh after a while.
her
and, like,
yeah, and her
mm,
facial
I just got bored
expression,
by it.
I'm
like
out.
the contour of her face and everything. Okay, we get it. The contour of her face and everything while she's smiling and doing that, it really works with the makeup, and I think they did a really good job. Honestly, they did a really good
There's
job.
actually a not
There's a
that
reason?
reason, but there is a reason.
That makes
Oh.
sense.
I didn't care for it.
I thought it was all right. I didn't have a
Um,
problem with it.
No, I thought she was actually more
Pro-
well done than the others.
I said
because
she was probably
the others
scarier
looked
than
like
the
they were
Deadites.
melting in some points, and that was for good reason too. But
Because of the fucking lights.
no, because at some point, I don't remember if I put it in trivia or not. So if I did, and I have to repeat myself, I'm sorry. But it was really, really cold, which I'll talk about that too. It was
Mhm.
really, really cold, and so when they finished up, like when they thought that they were finished filming, like everybody went home, but Sam and Bruce and Rob. And then they realized that they needed to do some reshoots because there was this missing and that missing and whatever. So then like Ted Raimi and a bunch of other, like you remember how it said like stand-in Shemps or whatever in the credits? That's all those other people that stood in for those girls that left.
Oh,
So that's why they look different in certain scenes because that's not them.
Yeah,
It's
the one
Ted.
with the grandma hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when she goes in the cellar and the first time you see her in the cellar and she got gray hair and that weird face, that's not her.
Well, I'm talking
it's
about.
obviously
I'm
not
talking
her.
about Bruce Campbell's girlfriend when he's like putting her in the grave. She got grandma hair.
Yeah, I don't.
she
I-
did too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't understand
anytime,
that.
Anytime you see them and they don't look right, it's probably
They're the
not them.
stand-ins.
Oh.
They're probably the stand-ins.
I know Ted Raimi, man. He used to put him through hell, dude. I know in the second one, even he had to wear that fat suit.
Uh-huh.
I guess he was sweating so much in
Oh,
that
yeah.
they whenever he got out of it, they literally had to drain it of sweat, like tip it upside down and drain it.
I'd probably puke.
Oh man, it was fucking. He said it was terrible.
Ugh.
bet.
Can you imagine how thing that smelled?
Yeah.
Putting it back on and everything. Ugh.
Like, you want me to get back? It's still wet from yesterday. Like,
While Ash tries to figure out what to do, both Linda and Cheryl pretend to be human again, only to
Just the
quickly
extra
revert to their
cool
demonic
factor.
forms. Ash locks Linda outside, but she returns and tries to stab him before he impales her with a Sumerian dagger. He tries to cut up her remains with a chainsaw, but can't bring himself to do so.
was that the
and
first
ends
time
up
or second
burying
time
her
that they used that
instead.
dagger?
See,
Because the first time they
time.
used it, good God, dude, she was that screech. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if it was meant to like get under your skin and drive you insane because of how long it went on and how annoying it was,
Yeah.
or if it was just like it was on an accident. Like it was just listening to her screech, like.
I didn't understand the point of the blade.
God
The blade
damn.
was just a normal blade because it really didn't do anything
See,
differently.
that's the problem with this movie.
It didn't,
too.
and then she was like licking on it. So I was like, "What's the point of that
Yeah,
fucking
like,
blade?"
that actually
should've been,
was
like-
supposed to be like their Achilles heel. Like if you use the blade, it was supposed to kill them. But, yeah. See, that's the problem with this movie is that like if
There's a lot of
you have to know so much of the background in order for it to like make sense, and you can't really put it in the movie because then it doesn't make sense anyway. You know, like the necklace, they'd already spent so much time on making it important that they had to work that in somehow, and that's why the blade became insignificant.
Yeah, they did too. The necklace really didn't mean much, even still.
he just used it. To
They just
pull
used
the
it to
neck.
grab the
But that's
book,
why they had to work that necklace back in, and that's why the blade became insignificant.
which is dumb.
But I feel like the blade should have been more.
Yeah, the blade should have been
significant.
I
more
don't
important.
disagree. That's originally what was supposed to be
Yeah.
the.
And why not work both of them in there? I mean, I don't see the issue in that either. So
I'm not Sam Raimi, man.
right. Well, like you said, this is a trial run.
Yeah.
It's like I said, this isn't a movie that you exactly recommend to just anybody. It's just a movie that if you're
you have
a
to
fan
go
of this
into it-
franchise, you have to
go
watch
into
it.
it, and the right people are going to understand that.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk into it going, "That's an Oscar-winning movie, and
Yeah.
we're going to get lots of awards for it." You just have to go into the movie and just enjoy it. Just watch it for what it is. Don't put too much into it.
Yeah.
When he reaches for a necklace on the ground, she escapes again, trying to kill him. Ash decapitates her with a shovel, and her headless body bleeds all over Ash's face as it tries to rape him before he escapes. Back in the cabin,
And this is another part where he gets up and he's walking away. He's completely clean. Completely clean. There's no blood, not a drop of blood on
Some
him.
of the sometimes
Get a
they
bath.
get
They
squirted
shoot
on.
right after.
Sometimes they get
Yeah.
squirted on, dude. That shit looks like the Hershey squirts coming
Yeah.
out of them. Like it looks bad. It's like, God damn, are they shitting on him? Like,
You know, the only thing, like, I think that people who really enjoy movies and, like, love movies are going to like movies like this just because they understand what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
As filmmakers. They were
I
just
agree.
trying to enjoy
yeah,
making a movie.
this movie was not. It's not ahead of its. It was never ahead of its time. It was just a guy and some friends trying to make a movie, and
And doing a damn good
and
job
They
of
were
it
doing a
for
good
what-
job
what
with what they
had.
had. The low
Mhm.
budget that they had. They had no budget for this movie, and so I think they did a pretty good job for what they had, especially the end with the claymation and stuff. Like
Oh, yeah.
it was the best they could do.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, I remember watching that claymation, thinking, I wonder how long that took, because
I bet it didn't take very long.
Oh,
it, did-
claymation takes forever.
it does,
And
but
that
not the way this one
sequence-
was shot. Like this one was like
that
it probably still
sequence-
took a while, but
Oh, yeah.
compared to like stop motion, the way they actually do
Stop
it.
motion does take a long time, but I would argue that claymation takes just as long because you've got to like mold and I
Yeah.
mean that sucks.
anyways, back in the cabin, he quickly realizes that Cheryl has forced open the trapdoor. After wounding her with a shotgun, he heads to the basement for more ammunition. There, the entity tortures him by dousing him with blood from a pipe. While more blood seeps from the walls and ceilings. Sure. When Ash goes back upstairs, Scott is revived as a possessed and attacks the boy while Cheryl savagely beats him with a fireplace poker. Ash gets his hand on the book by
But she
losing
could've
Linda's
easily just
necklace and
stabbed him
throws
with.
it into the fireplace. As the book burns, Scott and Cheryl begin to gruesomely decompose, and their blood sprays all over Ash as he stares in horror and disgust. After Scott and Cheryl are dead, Ash hears the voice of the demon telling him to join us as the voice dies away as well. Ash grabs Linda's necklace in gratitude, covered in blood of his friends and sister and girlfriend. Ash stumbles outside as the sun begins to rise. Before he can get in his car to leave, the entity attacks him from behind. The very last shot of the film is Ash letting out a final scream of terror before the film cuts abruptly to the ending credits.
There it is.
Which is also dumb.
So there was another thing, like right after he came back in from killing his girlfriend or whatever, Cheryl was trying to steal the shotgun away from him, right? And then he runs to the front door trying to keep her from coming in, and then the back door, regardless of all the windows and everything. That
I know.
Simply just walk in.
I know.
Especially
Like, I remember the
first
one part,
window.
he's like shutting the door, and it's like he shuts it, like, oh my god, I'm safe. I'm like, that window that is like 2 feet next to you is completely busted out, and it's as big as you are.
And literally, the window she was just trying to grab the gun through, she could have just walked right in through that damn
Yeah.
thing because it's already breaking wide open.
One thing, you said that like the end part with that was dumb too. I think it's in keeping with the rest of the series.
I do too, but I didn't like it because I don't like it because where was the resolution? Like, the dagger didn't mean anything. Burning the book didn't mean anything.
Well, that's
There
the
was
point.
no-
That's the point. It's in keeping with the rest of the series. In every single movie, there's no way to kill the Deadites. There's no way to resolve it. They're just there.
Right.
That's why you can never kill Jason.
Like, you could never kill the Deadites. That's the whole point. Like, there's never a way to do it. And
Besides
if there is,
chopping them up.
if there is a way, they never reveal it. Just like, remember we talked about in Evil Dead Rise, they talk about, in the books, like, there's no way to do this, we can't figure it out, blah, blah, blah. In every single Evil Dead movie, there's never a resolution. They never resolve it. They never get rid of the Deadites.
Right. I get that, but like, I don't know, just at the end it was just kind of like burning the book, the dagger, none of it did anything. None of it had at any point.
They never do.
Like in the second one, which I don't want to give away, I guess, but I guess there really wasn't much resolution to
No,
that.
it just takes
but
you straight into the third one.
Right. Anyway,
And he goes down to the basement to get shotgun shells, and he literally grabs one and then leaves the rest down on the table.
you notice
I
they go down to
started
the basement.
nitpicking, man.
They go
I
down to the
started seeing,
basement,
like,
and they have
everything.
that Hills Have Eyes like poster ripped up down there, and you can tell it's like blatantly like a brand new poster that somebody just ripped up. And
Oh,
we're gonna put
yeah.
this
It's
one.
a
I know it's a little.
it's a shot at Wes
Yeah,
Craven.
it's a shot at Wes Craven.
Because Wes Craven put a Jaws poster in The Hills Have Eyes as a shot to Spielberg
Yeah.
to say your movie's not scary, mine is. So then Sam Raimi put The Hills Have Eyes poster in there to say your movie's not scary, mine is.
Which I heard the Hills. I have never seen the original Hills Have Eyes, but
It's
I heard
not
it's
good.
garbage. Yeah.
It's not good. I will
The
say
new
Wes
one's good.
Craven is one of my favorite directors ever, and he usually does good work. The Hills Have Eyes is not one of them. The remake is much better.
Well, the remake's really good.
Yeah. I will say, here's one positive. I'll come out just swinging at the very beginning. One thing that I really love about movies like this is that a lot of innovation happens. And one thing that they did in this movie, because they didn't have the budget, was that crawl. And it has stuck through every single movie, and it works.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
They had to use, first person perspective because the fucking shark didn't work. Well, they didn't have any way to make their monster. So they just
Use that crawl.
used a crawl. And it
Yeah,
fucking
and it
works.
works.
So, there's an innovation that
That I'm not
came
even
out just
sure
because
like
of the
that they
budget.
had. I don't even think that they had any idea what the monster really looked like anyhow. So, and I kind of like that. I like that it's faceless.
For sure.
So-
But it's also a product of not having the money to
Right.
create one, even if they wanted to.
So in Jaws, you never actually see the shark.
You
do see the shark,
You do,
yeah.
but like it's
Very seldom.
not like they wanted to. They wanted that shark to be like a centerpiece.
Yeah, they
and-
wanted to be like front and center all the time.
Yeah, they just couldn't do it. That fucking shark never worked.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we put mechanics underwater.
No shit.
For like being a trope, the whole camping with your friends and all that. Like, I don't remember ever like being a teenager and being like, "Hey guys, you want to go camping in the woods?" So
Dude,
did-
I
so-
would love it if my friends went camping with
Well,
me though.
but here's my question: so like, did that die
used
off
to camp
because
all
of
the time
movies
when I was
like
a kid.
this? Was that a thing before? And then
well,
it died off because of movies
me
like
and my
this?
me
Or,
and my
like-
friends like to camp. growing up and stuff. We loved doing that stuff,
I
but
mean, I was in Scouts, so I went camping a lot.
yeah, we went camping. It's more of
I
a
don't know, like,
boys
me
thing.
and my friends never really talked
See, I
about
always thought it
that.
was more of a boys thing, like getting your girlfriends and like chick friends to go with you. Like that usually doesn't happen. But yeah, I mean, as a boy, I remember growing up
Yeah.
and my friends being like, "Let's go camping," you know.
Well, I mean, like, even scenarios like this where you've got a cabin to go to, or whatever. Like, there was never any. There was never like trips, you know, like my friends and stuff.
I
like, it
think
was
so.
never, like,
I think
oh,
that if you get the right group of friends or whatever, they would probably be like, "Hey, let's go get a cabin for the weekend." You know what I mean? And hang out and get
maybe
drunk
nowadays.
and have fun.
I'm just saying, like back
Fuck it,
back
let's go to
then, like
Hocking
it was
Hills,
No,
never.
guys.
because I know there's a bunch of. I have a bunch of chick friends and everything, and I know none of them would want to go camping. Mainly because I don't think any of them would be able to live like
Without their phones.
without their phones.
Even in
but
a
I
cabin,
would
though?
love to go camping.
Even
in a
like in a
cabin?
cabin though.
Probably not. Most of them are scared of their own shadows.
Because
so.
of movies like this.
You
But
go-
I would love to.
Go to Hocking Hills.
Well, that was my question. Do you think that things like this fell out of style because of movies like this?
I
or
think
do you
so.
it
I think
was-
that's something. I think that movies like this really scared people out of the idea of like this
Yeah.
and Friday the 13th. Those movies, those
Like, are you crazy?
groups of friends together at a party doing, you know, and shenanigans and all that. Like that is something that was scared off by slasher movies and horror movies like this. And yeah, I do think that movies like this had a lot to do with that. Because before that, I believe that friends would go out and do things like this and that. But now it's scary to do. You know what I mean? Before the 80s, the 70s and 80s, like it probably wasn't that big of a deal. But now, yeah, it's definitely like, oh my, I'm not going. That's scary. Like, what are you scared of?
Yeah.
There's literally nothing in the woods,
You might see
trees
a
and
deer.
The
animals.
dark.
Yeah. Like I don't get scared. I'm also 37 years old. I don't get scared of the dark, you
The
know.
one. This was a part that bugged the shit out of me when the door swung open, the cellar door swung open, and Cheryl says it's probably an animal.
No,
And
fuck
then
that. That
and
was-
Scott says that's the dumbest thing he's ever heard of. And then somebody else says it's probably an animal. And he goes, "Yeah, it probably is." Literally.
Yeah.
That's how it went down. She says it's probably an animal. He says that's the dumbest thing I've ever said, or you've ever said. And then I think it's Ash's girlfriend says it's probably an animal. And he says, "Yeah, it probably is." Literally. I literally quoted the movie. And I was like,
Excuse me.
the
He
fuck?
changed his
You
mind.
just don't like her. That's
Apparently. I mean, like, literally.
I don't
I
think.
mean, he was good enough to like chop her up. So.
Well, no, it was-
that was his girlfriend he chopped up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think he liked Ash's sister, but to be honest with you, neither did I.
That's fair.
I mean,
It also makes zero sense that she went outside after.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, her leaving the room for one, like, is anybody there? Like, if there's anybody there, maybe you should go get somebody to go out
She
with
didn't
you.
ask. She said, "I know someone's there."
Yeah, if you
I
know
heard
they're
you."
there, why the fuck are you walking out there? And then you walk like
100 yards out.
100 yards
Well,
or
she was
more out.
already
Like,
scared. So if you're that fucking scared, it makes zero sense that she would go out there by herself
yeah,
or go out there at all.
yeah.
Like, you go get one of the guys if you're that fucking scared or whatever. Hey,
Yeah,
there's somebody
go
outside
get your brother.
my window.
She started out for me like she started out with the most common sense until she did that. And I
Yeah,
was like,
absolutely.
Yeah, she walked clear out
It
into the
makes
woods.
zero sense for her.
And after the
character.
tree rape scene, like, it took her like forever to run back. Like, how far out did you walk?
Right.
Like,
I thought the same thing. I'm like, dude, she walked like forever,
yeah,
and then it took her 2 seconds to run back.
yeah.
Yeah, the parameters didn't make any sense.
They don't make
there
any
either.
fucking sense. Like you walked out there for 2 seconds, and then it took you 12 years to run all the way back to the cabin.
And I'm with you
Oh,
guys
maybe
about the
she-
windows
Maybe
and stuff.
she wasn't running a direct path to the cabin. Maybe she was trying to run around the woods trying to find her way back.
No, it's not what that was like.
It definitely looked like a beeline for the cabin, but
well,
I
and
mean,
she
maybe.
comes back all jacked up, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's obvious something happened to her.
And then nobody believes her.
Yeah, nobody believes her, one. And two, when they come back after the whole bridge thing, it's obvious something happened to that fucking bridge, too, right? It's not just, like, in the water from falling apart. It's
Bent up.
it's
yeah.
bent up like a fucking
Like someone took it and
monster.
curled it over.
Yeah.
Like,
So why don't you come back to that cabin and barricade the shit out of it? Something is going on, regardless of whether you believe her or whatever. Somebody or something is trying to get to you. So there's shutters. I mean, do something. Don't just like leave everything open, as they did. It just, I know that it's, you know, whatever, but
That and whenever she's running back, why doesn't she just go back in the way she came out?
yeah, right.
Yeah, she ran to the front door instead of running
And
back
it was
to
locked.
her
Like
the
as soon as
side
you see
door.
that it's locked, why don't you just run around the back? You know it's open.
Right.
Yeah, agreed.
I know. I was like, what is she?
And then all that
doing?
pounding on the door and stuff she does, and like nobody rushes to the door. Like it takes them forever to like for Ash to get to that door.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, she's literally beating the door down. Like nobody can hear that, and that cabin ain't that fucking big.
No.
It's just like Ash's girlfriend's like deep asleep when the other dude's girlfriend starts wigging out.
Yeah,
It's like she's nowhere to be found. Nothing's going. You know, all that screaming and everything's going on. She's nowhere to be found.
there's definitely some plot holes in this movie.
I'll tell
That's
you
a lot.
one part that really did crack me up because most of the time Scott is the asshole in this movie, right? Like
Yeah.
99% of the time he's just a dick. But there's the one part where it gets Shelly, right? And Shelly gets like, you know, possessed or infected or whatever the fuck it is because it seems like an infection. It seems like a possession. You don't really know.
Yeah.
But she gets it, and then like Ash sees it happen, and he's standing like the closest to her, so he's like the obvious choice to like, you know, grab her or do something. But he just looks at Scott like, "That's your woman, man. I'm out."
Yeah.
I ain't touching
Ash
her.
for the first part of this movie does absolutely nothing. He literally just stands there and lets everything happen.
I know you
Oh,
were
yeah.
talking him up big time, and I was like, is he gonna do anything?
No, he don't do nothing until the second one.
Yeah,
Like the first one, he pretty much just gets his ass handed to him.
pretty much.
But like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, he's just standing there, like not doing anything.
And then the other part that cracked me up too is like when he raises the axe at I think it was Shelly. He raises the axe at her like he's gonna do something, and then she starts gnawing at her own hand, and he's like, "Ugh," and he just
Yeah.
puts the axe back down. He's like, "Ugh, gross."
Yeah,
What's
she's
his
like-
axe gonna do if she's over
like,
chewing on herself?
Here, let me do it for you. That's
It was
what
his
she was
buddy's
saying.
girlfriend that was gnawing on her own hand.
Yeah, Shelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Shelly, and like they kept going outside. Like, oh, we got a barrier. No, you don't.
Yeah,
No, you don't. No, you don't. Slide her in the cellar or something. Like,
yeah,
let
like
her-
throw her outside
like,
anyway.
yeah,
Like,
don't go outside.
yeah.
Like, you don't have to go outside at
Uh-uh.
all. There's no reason to do that. That was another thing that drove me nuts. And then, like, the rules for infection or possession, whatever it is,
Yeah,
don't seem to really, like, be, like, always the same.
they've never been the same. They've
Because, like,
always
she
been.
gets raped or whatever, and that infects her. And then,
The one girl gets stabbed.
the
in
one girl gets
ankle.
stabbed with a pencil,
Yeah, and that infects her.
and that infects her. But yet, like, Ash is getting covered in blood and spit and
Gets his leg fucking.
yeah, she bites into his leg like it's a fucking chicken leg.
She just rips his fucking.
Yeah, she's
calf.
scratching his shit out. He's
That's
fine.
why I like the second one because he does get possessed in the second
Yes,
one.
he
Right,
does.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
No,
it
his whole
just-
he does.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the rules of possession / infection or whatever don't really seem to be
Right,
cohesive,
they're
There.
not at all.
like at all.
And that's another thing too. Like in the second one, sunlight saves him. So I'm like, you know, with this one, I'm kind of like, this is where I'm like, what is sunlight like?
Which kind of makes sense though, because you talk about, you know, Dead by Dawn or whatever.
Right, but
They're
then in
old.
Army of Darkness, like the Deadites are out during the day too.
Yeah, but
so.
that's a whole different.
That's medieval Deadites.
Well, no, that's a different. It's not our timeline or our. Yeah, it was he got sucked. You know what I mean?
different
I don't know what.
Medieval.
what you call it.
Universe?
Yeah, different universe,
Hmm.
different.
dimension.
You know what I mean? So like it
Multiverse.
could be different rules or different.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Ash and
Well,
Doesn't
no,
necessarily
because
mean that-
that's not a different universe. Because remember, the book was found where he had left it in
Yeah,
that castle.
You had Merlin.
He found
you
it
had-
because the book was found in that castle in the second one. He talks
So
about
maybe
how
it
he
was
found
just
it.
time travel.
It's just
Yeah,
time
it's just
travel. That's all
Oh,
that is.
well,
so
then, yeah,
it's
that
not.
doesn't make sense.
It's not Ash into the multiverse. It's
It's
Ash to
medieval
the
Deadites.
future.
It's only-
Ash the
Well,
future.
My theory is that the whole reason that, you know, in this movie that he got splashed with all the blood and gore and stuff but didn't get
he had it washed off right away.
no, he didn't get infected or whatever is because that was just Sam Raimi getting back at him for being a dick all these years, because, you know, that's what everybody says about him.
Yeah.
But they've been friends all these years. So he's just like, you know what, I can do this, and he can't do anything about it because we're making a movie. So I'm just gonna do this to him, and then say like, oh, it's part of the movie.
Maybe that's why Bruce Campbell's a dick to him all these years.
No. I'm saying like before that though, like when they were kids and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard Bruce Campbell. He like had that whole car dismantled, and like as a joke. And I guess Sam Raimi lost his shit about it.
I sure
he was like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
And he was really pissed.
I bet.
So I think he had it completely reassembled and everything.
Oh yeah, he loves that car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you guys get through all your notes and stuff?
Mhm.
You guys good? You guys good? You good? Good. Cool. Let's rate it.
Let's rock out this bitch.
Oh man, you're weird. Okay. Let's get into rating and reviewing, bruh. Let's start with Karen.
I think we should start with Madison
You wanna
because she's never seen it
that's
before.
true.
I'd like to
He
hear
likes
her
to put me
perspective.
last every single time.
No, we can get her first.
Yeah, let's get her.
I like to
first.
hear your perspective because
without our
without
influence.
our influence. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I laughed my way through this whole movie.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Just not to like. I don't want
No, I
us
don't
to
give a shit.
influence
Go
you at
for it.
all. I'd like to hear
Go
your
for it.
straight,
No. You guys, I laughed.
unfiltered recognition here.
Okay, I laughed through this whole movie. I thought it was.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I think I laughed the most. I don't know. It was definitely on one of the demons. I can't remember which part though. It was probably whenever she was screeching like a maniac and just wouldn't stop. It was annoying, but it was funny. I thought it was funny.
You mean whenever she got stabbed by the dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
I was annoyed quite a bit by the screeching.
Didn't
and
like it.
laughing.
Didn't like it.
And then she was laughing. She was kind of laughing like that one girl from Waffle House. The Waffle House. She was kind of laughing like that, and I thought that was funny too because I can laugh like that one girl from the Waffle House. There was this girl at the Waffle House. She was laughing so funny, and I mimicked it, and I did it perfect. You want to hear it?
She just wants an excuse to.
Do
Just
you
go
wanna
ahead and do
hear
it.
it?
Just go ahead and do
Sure.
it.
That's what it sounded like.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't take it.
Some bit of salt
I
sugar
thought
get
it
thrown
was
at her.
hilarious.
It hurts my ears and my eyes for some reason.
Your
when she
eyes.
does it. Like
Ah!
His eyes start getting blurry from
Yeah,
all
like,
the noise.
Are my eyes bleeding?
But I did like this movie. I thought it was funny, and that's really all I thought of it. I just thought it was really funny. It would be a bad trip, especially at the end, whenever like the stuff is melting away. If someone was on shrooms, dude, that'd be
Oh,
horrible.
Acid.
Are you guys seeing that? No. What are you talking about, man?
No, what are you
Snow
talking about?
colors.
They're just sitting there. But yeah, you want me to rate it now?
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted me to give me my review first. Give you my review first.
You did. Now give us your rating.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give it. I give it 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah, because the humor was really the only thing I had going for me. Didn't you say it wasn't even supposed to be funny? It was supposed to be 100%
It wasn't supposed to be
serious.
funny.
But
supposed to be
I
horror.
think
It was supposed to
knowing
be a
Sam Raimi,
serious-
he's probably fine with everybody thinking.
Oh
it's
yeah,
funny.
for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's why he made the.
That's
second
why he
one
made
to
the
be
second
funny.
one the way he did.
Yeah.
Eric.
I'm just gonna go out there and give my number right away, and then I'll explain why.
Okay.
So I'm going with 3.5.
Fuck you.
Whoa,
I
Eric.
couldn't get into it, but I would
See,
have
this is
been
why I
lower.
think I was adopted.
I would have been lower. I would have been
I'm fairly
lower if
sure
I
of
did.
it,
I'd have
except
been
for my mom.
like I said. I would have been lower if nothing good would have came out of this movie. If there was no Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, it came out and made some great content and movies. I gotta say, I liked the practical effects. I enjoyed the camera angles that Sam Raimi does and that he's stuck with, and it's actually proven to be good in the other movies. But I could not get past some of the continuity issues, some like I said, the shotgun shell thing, the not being able to go through windows but have to go through a door. I mean, there was a lot of things. The blood issue, where it threw me off, and I just could not really get focused into the movie because I was starting nitpicking. So, I mean, that's kind of where it goes for me. I really did not enjoy the movie. I just enjoy what came after the movie, what came from it. So that's my take on it.
Adopted.
Probably was.
All right, Karen, what do you think?
So there's a lot of reasons. You can sit here and shit on the movie all day long.
Oh, I will.
I know we don't. But we already did that pretty much. So I don't really need to sit here and talk about all the bad things about the movie. We already did. So I'm just gonna say I think it is a love story to someone who truly, really loved movies and wanted to make movies. So he took what he could to make a movie with his friends, and he did that. And it ended up making him a star, and his friends stars, and his brother a star. Worked out well for them. And it became very iconic in its own right, even if it isn't a great movie on its own. So for that, I'm going with Madison, and I'm going to say a 6.5 as well, because it may not be a good movie on its own, but you have to give it credit where credit is due, where what it's done for not just the series, but for the people who made it. And the things that came out of that movie, like The Crawl, the iconic things that it did in general, and where it took everyone and the series itself, I'm giving it a 6.5.
As you should. Long live Karen. Woo!
Okay.
We gotta get a sign that says LLK.
LLK. I think for me, this movie, I agree. It started a huge franchise that hasn't slowed down. It's still making great movies. I mean, granted, there's only 5 of them, but that's a good thing. It's been done over
and
time.
They're doing different flavors now. They're not
Right.
following the same patterns.
Yeah, it's not
and
the same
formulas.
pattern. Like, you started out in the woods, then you went to some medieval shit. Then the remake took you back to the woods
There's
and the
a lot of
cabin.
things
And
came
the
from
remake was
And they're bringing new people in. They're
Yeah.
not keeping it stale.
yeah.
And they're not
Even
doing,
even the remake was fucking great.
the
you know what I
remake was
mean?
amazing.
That's one of the best remakes I've ever seen.
Well, and I like what they did too. They didn't use Bruce Campbell or anyone to try to usher in this
Yeah.
new era. They just
brought him in.
brought it in.
And even Evil Dead Rise was good. I mean, we already
had-
reviewed that one.
Yeah,
that was
it
good.
had its moments.
But this one here, this is definitely the weakest entry of the whole franchise, obviously, because it's just they didn't have a budget. They didn't have, there's some flaws with it. It's understandable.
Learning how to tell a story.
Yeah, they were all wet behind the ears, as they say, for this one. So for me, I think, I'm going to be fair with it. I love it. The only reason why I love it so much is because of Bruce Campbell and the franchise and Sam Raimi. And I'm going to give it a 5.5. This is definitely the weakest entry of the whole series for me, but it only gets better from here. So
that brings a 5.5.
that's not bad for what we had here.
I agree.
All right, who wants to
13.
Critics.
13%.
13%. Wow.
20, or
That's
19.
lower than what you gave it.
20,
So-
21.
I'm going to go 20. No, I'm going to go 35.
Okay, Karen's going to take this. It's an 86%.
Whoa,
For the
really?
critics?
Son of
For
a
the
bitch.
critics. You got to understand
Are
this.
they high?
I mean,
These
It
ones
says
are.
so scrappy that it feels as illicit as a book found in the woods. The Evil Dead is a stomach-turning achievement in bad taste that marks a startling debut
They're just trying to kiss Sam Raimi's
for
ass now.
one-of-a-kind Sam Raimi. Oh, for sure, yeah. All right, let's get your audience scores.
13.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
audience, I'm gonna go 75.
I'll change it to-
67.
I'll change it to 35.
67. What'd you say?
75.
35.
It's Karen's gonna take this. It's an 84%.
Yeah, I figured it was up there.
People love this movie. Come on,
Mhm.
man. It's a beloved classic.
Absolutely.
It's a beloved
Yeah, but
classic.
some
And like I
some
said,
of these some
this
of these
is- this
things that
is-
you guys
I
call
based the movie
classics
off what
have
it
low
was and not
scores.
what
True.
came from it.
This is like beloved. Like this is like they're still making movies.
Yeah.
This is huge for people.
Yeah.
I still like was blown away watching this again. They're like, holy crap, this is not as bad as I remember it to be.
Is it just me? Do I have to have like milk? I have to drink it straight away, or else it just don't taste right.
Milk. It's better cold than warm. That's for sure.
Well, it's still cold because it's cold down here. It just doesn't taste right anymore because it's been out for so long. Been out
I
for
don't
an
like
hour
milk
and
in
38
general.
minutes. Yeah.
I don't like milk.
Pour a little milk.
I love
Sam
it.
Raimi's
I feel like
franchised,
do a
and
shot
this
of
is a
it.
star and a half. Sam Raimi's franchise, frenzied and kinetic camera work is the only part of the supported classic that I thought worth comment.
Well, I mean, he's kind of got a point in a sense on that.
Yeah, it's very much Sam Raimi.
The camera angles and stuff. That's really
Okay,
stuff.
check this out. This guy gave this a 1 star. He said the most overrated movie ever made, 5 out of 10. But you just gave it a 1 star. That should be 2.5 stars.
What?
Yeah.
2
He
plus 2 is 7.
Yeah. So he gave it a 1 star, and then he said 5 out of 10. I'm like,
What?
okay.
Have a very special day.
Yeah.
Very special, but
Half star, 1 hour, 20 minutes of your life you won't get back. Worst acting I've ever seen, and gore for the sake of it. Even allowing for the fact special effects are so much better now. This is absolute.
well, like
Dross?
you said, I mean,
Horror
it
classic?
was
No.
their first ever movie they've. Really
can't believe
made,
he's saying-
so their acting's not gonna be the
Well,
greatest.
and
Hold on,
I'm-
listen. He said even allowing for the special effects that are so much better now. This is absolute. What do you mean? Well, of course, this is 1981. Fuckwad.
And not to mention, I think they did amazing with
Mhm.
those special effects with the money they had.
No, that's
Yeah.
That-
I couldn't do that with the money they
No.
had.
Well, nobody does research.
Well, it's that,
would
and
they?
like I said, I mean, it's their first movie like they've
Mhm.
really been acting in, so they're not going to be
Yeah.
like top-notch actors right there. I mean,
No.
They just still did pretty good for being like first time actors.
I
though.
mean, my grade on it was basically just based off the movie, not what came after it, not who's in it or whatever.
Right.
It's just based off what I thought about the movie.
Here's a half star. Obviously, I'm missing something. The awful lighting, cinematography, camera movement, the ridiculous dry ice, the silly gore. Is this a satire? Even for a laugh, I'm really sorry.
Your
I
face
do
is
not.
satire.
I do not see the appeal.
Dude,
Everything
talking about
is so terribly done. There are no scares or laughs. I honestly tried, but I say again, I don't get it.
I don't know about you guys or if I got broken humor or something, but I thought this movie was hilarious.
You're supposed
It-
to.
Well,
wait
not
till you
really,
see
but
the
yeah, I'm glad you
second-
found some kind of entertainment out of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait till you see the second and third movie.
yeah, they're better.
And I
way
did
better.
find
Oh,
I found Linda genuinely
masterpiece.
terrifying. Like this time around, I'm like, ugh.
Here's a
She
star
started
and a-
laughing like that, like run.
Just a movie.
There's a star and a half. This
Just annoying
movie,
me.
this movie is only NC-17 rated movie I've seen, and this is the only NC-17 rated movie I've seen, and I was really disappointed. NC, this is the only one you've ever seen. I really dislike the whole dead people that are alive plot, which is weird because I usually like that kind of thing. This,
he went
What?
really far around
yeah,
just to say zombie.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, this movie wasn't horrid, but it was really darn bad. Okay, so for
It's
one,
okay
I
to
have
cuss and
questions.
say
Like,
zombies,
why is
yeah.
this your first NC-17 movie?
Well, then why did he have to say dead people that are
Yeah.
alive? Just
The whole dead people that are alive. You mean zombies?
you could just use
Or
one
some-
word.
Yeah, zombies.
Yeah.
It's all the same fucking thing.
Okay, well,
They're deadites.
Deadite. Yeah, Deadite.
just say
Deadite
Deadite,
would work
yeah.
too.
When
Yeah, I
does
like that
the
we have a
name
whole-
Deadite come into the series?
I think in
Two.
Is
Two,
it
I
in
think two.
Well, I only remember it in Army of Darkness, but it could be in two.
I do remember it in Army of Darkness.
That's what I'm saying. The only one, the first time I remember.
You might be
hearing it
right.
is
I don't
in
know.
Army-
It might not be in two, but I
But-
know it's in Army of Darkness.
I could be wrong.
Because they call them Deadites right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. But I
So,
think that's the people there call them Deadites,
And Bruce
Yeah.
and
Campbell's
Bruce
in the
Campbell
kind of
Like
picks it up.
picks it up.
Yeah. He might. I don't know. Holy shit. There's a lot to say there.
You
isn't
just gave him something to call him.
there? Yeah. I'm going to find one. Oh, worst movie I've ever seen. All right. 1 star. This is the stupidest horror movie I've ever seen. I understand that it's an 80s movie, but the claymation demons were just too much. The ending wasn't scary. It just proved I lost time. I'll never get back.
I automatically write that
People
person
say
off.
that all the time.
Yeah,
Last
'cause
time
the
I'll never
claymation
get back.
was good for its time.
No, I automatically write off a person that writes off a movie just because of the time in which it was made.
Yeah.
Oh, just for an '80s movie.
I know
Like,
it's an
I don't
80 movie,
care.
but
I watch
know.
movies from any era, any whatever that it's made, because a good movie is a good movie. It doesn't matter when it was made.
I mean, how often do they use actually claymation back then?
You know,
Mm.
people say all the time it's time that I'll never get back, but like whenever you like start a movie, that's you signing up to. You don't know what you're about to get,
Mhm.
so if you don't want to waste your time on it, then don't watch a movie.
Yeah.
If you don't want to
You-
take
you-
the
you-
risk of wasting your time, then don't watch.
In
it.
my opinion, all movies are a waste of time.
True.
Movies can be
But
a
you
waste of
watch a
time
lot
because
of
you're
them.
not getting anything out of it.
You're not.
You're not getting.
productive.
You're not making money. You're not learning anything unless you're watching an educational movie.
They're literally there to
They're
waste your
just
time.
there to waste time, kill time, and entertain you. That's all it is. Just like a video game, even a book. Even books are the same way, unless they are meant to be educational.
I like
Aside
books.
from that, movies, books, all these things, anything that tells you a story, they're all a waste of time. But they're a fun waste of time.
Mhm.
So
Sometimes.
if you think it's a waste of time, don't fucking do it. Go read a fucking encyclopedia or I don't know.
Go study.
You know,
Build
That's why I
something.
hate it when people are like, I don't watch
go
that much TV.
yeah,
all,
go
like,
count the
TV."
leaves on your tree out back. I don't know. Do anything else.
Yeah.
But don't
I don't
get on
watch
here-
movies.
don't
I don't
bitch.
watch TV. Don't say it
Go
stupid
build
like that. What do
something.
you do for fun?
Mhm.
Because whatever you do for fun, I'm gonna look at you and say, I don't do that all snooty like.
Yeah.
Because whatever your form of entertainment
That's
is,
a
it's
waste of my
entertainment.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. But you know what?
It all
What is life but a waste of time? This is what we do every day. You waste time every day doing shit that you enjoy doing.
Mhm.
I paint
Until
little
it's your
minis.
time to
That's a
go.
waste of time. But at the end of the day, I get to look at that mini and say, "Oh, that thing's cool."
Are you gonna sell those?
No,
Oh, what's the point of doing them
because I like them.
And he
Because it's a
collects
waste
them.
of time.
then?
He likes
See,
wasting
point
time.
I like
proven.
He likes
wasting time.
wasting
No,
time
no, I was
on
trying
them.
to prove your point. I wasn't bashing on you for any reason.
Anyway, moving on. Let's get into some trivia here with Karen.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
There's a lot.
Is there really? Okay.
I found a lot of things interesting. So the film's budget was actually an estimated $350,000. It didn't start there though. It just got there.
Oh,
Where was it?
$350,000.
I thought you were gonna say $350. I was like,
That's how much they got for the movie for the whole
That
budget.
was the whole budget.
I
That was
could
where
do-
it ended.
I could do a lot with 350,000.
And on the actors and how much actors cost and all that.
I guess it depends on how much your locations cost. He's got to pay for that.
I guarantee you, them actors didn't
But
make shit.
350,000 back then. That's quite a bit of
I
money.
don't know.
You would
Back in the
think.
80s?
You would think in the early
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
The cabin used
Come
as
right
the
out of the
film's set
70s.
was also lodging for the 13 crew members, with several people sleeping in the same room. Living conditions were terrible, and the crew frequently argued. The cabin didn't have plumbing, so the actors went days without showering and went ill frequently in the freezing weather. By the end of production, they were burning furniture to stay warm. Andy Granger, a friend of Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, gave them this advice: "Fellas, no matter what you do, keep the blood running down the screen." They included the scene in the finished film where the blood runs down the projector screen as a tribute to him. Bruce Campbell put up his family's property in northern Michigan as collateral so that Sam Raimi not only could finish the film but could also blow it up to the 35mm film, which was required for theatrical release. That's why I said it didn't start at 350. So I don't know how much it took to make the film, but they had to get more money to redo it in 35 millimeter for the theatrical release. So I don't know how much it actually cost for them to make the movie, but the end result was $350,000.
Right. Okay.
That's why I just stopped, because you guys kept going like, okay, well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Raimi was so grateful.
I still don't agree. I'm just kidding.
Raimi was so grateful for Campbell's financial contribution that he credited him as co-producer. Also, in order to complete it, Sam Raimi, Rob Tapert, and Bruce Campbell did everything they could, from taking out high-interest bank loans, borrowing money from friends and family, and even making cold calls to businesses around their hometown state of Michigan. The cold calls worked in that they actually got catering, gasoline, and other necessities that the cast and crew needed. So that $350,000 is also taking into consideration the interest bank loans.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At the end of Principal's shooting in Tennessee, the crew put together a little time capsule package and buried it inside the fireplace of the cabin as a memento of the production to whomever found it. The crew's famous time capsule was dug up by Kentucky filmmaker Dane Sears, who is currently known for the Hopewell Haunting of 2023, a movie. He showcases its remains in a YouTube video uploaded to his Quick Hill Films channel. The cabin has since been destroyed, and only the fireplace is still intact. Bruce Campbell said in
that sucks, man, because I bet that was like, that should have been like a national landmark, you know what I mean?
You would think so.
Is that up in Detroit then? That cabin?
I'll get there.
Oh.
Bruce Campbell said in his biography that it was later burned down. To this day, the exact circumstances are unknown. Sam Raimi claimed that he burned it down himself after filming because he believed that the cabin was haunted. However, according to other sources, it burned down years after the film was made because teenagers illegally went to the cabin and accidentally set it on fire while camping outside of it.
Illegal teenagers, meaning Sam Raimi.
Additionally, no one will give out complete directions to the cabin's location, as too many people have already vandalized the property. The original script...
I can only imagine how much of a hassle that is for landmarks. Like, just think of like the Amityville house,
that's why they
and,
completely changed the way it looks.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Like it's just, what a pain in the ass, man.
But you sign on for that when you buy a place like that.
You're right, yeah. But like, in this case, whoever owned it back then, like, yeah, you can film your little movie here, you know.
The castle here, like they share all kinds of stuff on Facebook because they know that people are interested in that castle. So that's nice of them. That's good of them. They don't have to do that, but they do.
Yeah, but they don't get near the traffic that No.
You know I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
You know, the people that bought the Goonies house in Astoria, the people that just recently bought it. So the people that bought it before them were real jerks. They didn't want people on the property. They threw fits. They were real jerks about it.
Yeah, because they were living in it, weren't they?
Yeah, but my point is, you buy a property like that. I mean, it kind of goes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're getting into. So the people that just bought it, they're living in it. But they also, when they see people, they're not jerks about it. They wave.
You think they got that? You think they got that statue on their coffee table in the living room?
Probably.
And the penis is glued upside down.
I'd buy that statue, break it on purpose.
Yeah, and put it there. Yeah, that'd be funny.
The original script called for all the characters to be smoking marijuana when they are first listening to the tape. The actors decided to try this for real, and the entire scene had to be later reshot due to their uncontrollable behavior. The film's first cut ran at around 117 minutes, which Bruce Campbell called an impressive achievement in light of the 65-minute length of the screenplay. It was then edited.
They drug a lot of shit out in that movie, though.
Yeah,
they dragged some shit out.
Well, it was 2 hours originally. That 117 minutes.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though. Yeah. But they even still with what they've got, they drag some shit out.
Yeah, I can't imagine a 2-hour cut.
Like him in the cellar, dude, takes so long.
I would love to see that 2-hour cut, just like. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, but I want to know
what all they had to cut out.
Yeah. Anyway, the original version was conceived as a horror drama with the occasional joke to bring some levity, and would focus on the terror that made it to the final product, but also the tragedy of Ash slowly losing his friends and his guilt for not being able to save them. After watching the first cut, Raimi, Campbell, and Tapert agreed that the film was already grim enough and trimmed it to a straight horror film. After completing principal photography in the winter of 1970 and 1980, most of the actors left the production. However, there was still much of the film to be completed. Most of the second half of the film features Bruce Campbell and various stand-ins, or fake Shemps, to replace the actors who left. At the end of a normal day of shooting, Bruce Campbell would return home in the back of a pickup truck because he was covered in fake blood from head to toe. The blood was a combination of Karo syrup, non-dairy creamer, lots of red food coloring, and 1 drop of blue food coloring to darken it. At one point, Bruce Campbell's shirt that he wears in the film was so saturated with the fake blood that after drying it by the fire, the shirt became solidified and broke when he tried to put it on. The opening sequence of the evil moving over the pond was achieved by having Bruce Campbell and Sam push Sam Raimi in a dinghy whilst he filmed the shot. Actually, most of the demon point of views that glide across the ground were shot by mounting the camera to a 2x4, while Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell ran along either side. Other times, with scenes involving the unseen force in the woods watching the characters, Sam Raimi had to run through the woods with the makeshift rig, jumping over logs and stones. This often proved difficult due to the mist in the swamp.
How did he do it in the swamp, though? Did they, like, put it on something and do it that way?
It was a
or
makeshift rig, so, like, whatever, he had it on his chest, I imagine.
Was he walking through that water, though?
Well, you know those
Could've
those
been like a
anti-spill cups for toddlers that no matter which way they move it, it's going to stay in one position? I've seen those for cameras. I'm assuming that's the kind of rig he had. So wherever he had it positioned, the camera wouldn't move, no matter what he did with his body.
I'm saying, like, was he in the water, though?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, was he in the water? Like, whenever at the very beginning, he was moving atop the
it said he
swamp.
was in a dinghy,
Oh,
in like a little boat.
okay.
Yeah.
zip line.
Or that. I was like, maybe he just had it like on a big long thing, and just like moving it across the.
No, he was in a dinghy, and Bruce Campbell was pulling him.
Okay.
Yeah. Director Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell were friends in high school, where they made the many Super 8 films together. They would often collaborate with Sam's brother, Ted Raimi. Campbell became the actor of the group, as he was the one that the girls wanted to look at. Campbell has played brief parts and cameos in most of Raimi's movies ever since. When there wasn't any filming, Bruce Campbell would actually help out with the crew in prepping shots and props around the set. In Germany, the movie's February 1984 release was hindered by public authorities for approximately 8 years. Original 1982 cinema and video releases of the movie had been seized, making the movie a hit in the black market video circuit, with pirated copies abound. A heavily edited version was first made available in 1992. Several high-profile author enthusiasts, among them even author Stephen King, publicly criticized the German ban on the movie. In other German-language markets, the movie was never restricted from distribution. The first legal uncut version of the movie entered the German market in 2001 on DVD.
Damn, it took that long.
German and Europeans, they're like backwards from us. So they don't like gore and violence and things like that.
Australia's the same way.
Yeah. But like nudity and sex, totally fine. Whereas here, don't show a nipple. But
don't show a nipple,
hey,
but you can chop a baby's head off.
Yep, school shootings, all that stuff. It's fine. We can show that. This version was seized by German authorities less than a year later, though. It was not until July 2016 that the uncut version of the movie was finally redeemed and made legally available in Germany again. Sam Raimi originally wanted to title this film Book of the Dead, but producer Irvin Shapiro changed the title to Evil Dead for fear that kids would be turned off seeing a movie with a literary reference. One reason Sam Raimi moved production to Tennessee was to avoid the harsh winter shooting conditions in the home state of Michigan. In an ironic twist, the winter of 1979-1980 ended up being one of the mildest in Michigan and one of the most brutally cold in Tennessee. The temperatures were so cold at the time during shooting that the camera and other wiring froze. They then had to be thawed by the fireplace inside the cabin. At the premiere screening of The Evil Dead, blood donor stations were giving free tickets to the movie along with pin badges stating "I bled for the Evil Dead" to blood donors. Robert Tapper joked in an interview that it was their way of giving blood back to the community after so much fake blood was used during the filming. Several actors had inadvertently been stabbed or thrown into objects during production. A cameraman also slipped during filming, smashing his camera into Bruce Campbell's face and knocking out several of the actors' teeth. Joe Cohen was an assistant editor on the film. This was one of his earliest professional jobs. He and his brother Ethan Cohen would produce and make the film Blood Simple, 1984, 3 years after the release of this film. In preparing to get funding for that film, the Coens enlisted the help of friends Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi to help out, and they happily did so. Campbell and Raimi also starred in a short film based on scenes of Blood Simple for the Coens to show to potential investors, which proved successful. The film was shown to Stephen King, and it was his glowing endorsement, which was later used on the film's ads and posters of the film, which really sold it to the public. The film was later bought by New Line Cinema soon after. The cabin did not actually have a cellar. Most of the cellar scenes were filmed in the stone cellar of a farmhouse owned by producer Robert Taper's family in Marshall, Michigan. The last room of the cellar was actually Sam Raimi's garage. The hanging gourds and bones are a tribute to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. For the scene where the students descend into the cellar, a hole was cut in the floor, and a shallow pit was dug with a ladder placed into the pit. Bruce Campbell twisted his ankle on a route while running down a steep hill, and Sam Raimi and Robert Tapert decided to tease him by poking his injury with sticks, thus causing Campbell to have an obvious limp in some scenes. Nice friends.
Mm-hmm.
The white liquid that often emits from the possessed after they're injured or maimed, anyone want to guess what it is?
Milk.
Is 2% milk that Sam Raimi chose to use, not just to show how the possessed aren't normal beings, but also to mix it up so the MPAA wouldn't give the film an X rating. Ultimately, the film was released unrated. The film was initially released in the United States by New Line Cinema with an X rating, revised to NC-17 in 1994.
What's an X rating?
Usually that's like pornos.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like nobody wants their kids seeing it.
Yeah, pretty much they won't show it in theaters and yeah. If it
Uh,
says X, like you're like it really turns people away from it. Like a lot of people will turn away from it.
Yeah. Home video copies produced by Anchor Bay Entertainment are uncut and unrated because the licensing studio Renaissance Pictures was not contractually obligated to provide an MPAA rating. Because of the low budget, contact lenses as thick as glass had to be applied to the actors to achieve the demonic eyes effect. The lenses took 10 minutes to apply and could only be left on for about 15 minutes because the eyes could not breathe with them all applied. Bruce Campbell later commented that to get the effect of wearing these lenses, they had to put Tupperware over their eyes. During the scenes where Linda is possessed, the makeup artist originally... This is what I was talking about. The makeup artist originally wanted to make her a snake-like creature, as can be seen when Ash is dragging her outside, filmed before the scene indoors with her singing the creepy song. Her makeup was dark and a little more greenish, but eventually they changed the makeup to an evil doll face.
Yeah, the greenish color. I don't think I could do that. That's dumb.
Yeah. Well, it's still, you can still see remnants where they were like, yeah, this isn't working, and changed it up a little bit.
Right.
So that's why it was a little different. Inspired by William Castle, Sam Raimi had ambulances on standby as a publicity stunt at the film's premiere. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
The film was intended to be filmed in Michigan in a cabin. However, Sam Raimi and company could not find one. They tried the Michigan Tourism Guide, which was no help, so they came up with the idea of going to Tennessee to shoot. While they could not find a cabin, the closest they had come was one filled with squatters. At the very last minute, Raimi and the crew found the cabin they used in the film, which was not far from the house the cast and crew had moved into for the arduous shoot. The cabin had to be renovated from top to bottom as it was in deplorable condition. Rooms were filled with 4 inches of horse manure, and electricity had to be put in along with a working telephone to make it hospitable. The eerie howling wind audio heard in the background of much of the film wasn't stock sound effects. Raimi recorded the audio himself while staying in a hotel during filming. One evening, Raimi awoke to hear the wind howling through the mountains, creating a haunting sound. Raimi quickly got his sound equipment and recorded several minutes of it. Sam Raimi said that the audio was so effectively creepy that he's recognized it in several other films since the Evil Dead's release. Lucy Lawless saw the film upon its release. She was appalled, particularly by the infamous vine rape scene, and wondered what kind of horrible people would make such a film. Ironically, she would later marry the film's producer, Rob Tapert, who had actually insisted on making the scene more sexually violent, and work in productions directed or produced by Sam Raimi. A small cameo in Spider-Man, Xena Warrior Princess, and Ruby in Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Yep. All produced by Sam Raimi or directed.
That's what it's saying, is like, that's kind of ironic. In the comic series Marvel Zombies, it is revealed that Ash somehow ends up in a parallel universe and ends up being the cause of that universe becoming zombified. Of course,
He really is the cause in everything.
He's a bumbling idiot.
He is.
I mean, he really is.
He's the cause. Like, he's the one who played the tape in this one.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the tape in the second one.
No, Scott. Scott played the tape.
Oh, that's
in
right.
this one.
Scott did. And then in the second one, he did. And then in Army of Darkness, he releases them because of the book. He mispronounced the book.
Necktie.
Necktie.
Sorry.
I said him.
I basically said him. I didn't
basically
say
said
every
him.
single syllable, but I basically said him.
Yeah.
Despite its controversy and many technical goofs, this is considered to be one of the greatest horror films of all time. Many fans claim it's due to its amount of gore and execution of terror, while critics claim it is due to the constant reliance on visual storytelling and gripping performances. That's fair. The affordable single-barrel shotgun was purchased by Bruce Campbell at a Kmart for its specific use in the film. You think that's why they went with S-Mart? Because he bought it from a Kmart?
Probably. S-Mart. Shop smart. S-Mart.
S-Mart. Since the budget was extremely low, and where they were filming was secluded in the woods, live ammunition was used for a couple of scenes. Scenes such as when Ash shoots the window and also a dummy filled with blood was shot. Most of these scenes are filmed at low angles so the camera would not be hit. For other scenes, Bruce Campbell simply mimes firing the shotgun. At the end of production, Bruce Campbell and Robert Tepper bought about 100 shells and shot up every prop used in the cabin. The resulting rubble was then lit into a huge barn fire by Sam Raimi. The shotgun used by Ash is a Winchester Model 37A single-barreled. It is apparently a 20 gauge, as the shells used in the movie are yellow. In spite of Ash's remark in Army of Darkness that this gun is a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington, this type of shotgun has never been used in the series. The one in Evil Dead 2 is a 12-gauge double-barreled Stevens, and the one in Army of Darkness a Stoeger Coach. Whatever the hell that is. Ash flirtatiously peeks at Linda while pretending to be asleep, shutting his eyes when she looks back at him. Ironically, after she's possessed and apparently killed, her corpse does the same thing to him. Because of the later sequels and the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, with their use of wacky Three Stooges-esque comedy to balance out the horror, many newcomers to the series might be shocked to discover that the first film's toned to be a very straight-laced horror film with very little comedy, if any at all. In fact, many fans who criticized the remake Evil Dead for its serious tone and lack of humor were reminded by other fans that the original movie was actually not that different.
Yep.
On the opening night of the film...
I'm almost glad that they kind of went back to that serious...
I agree.
Horror.
I'm sure that that's what Sam Raimi was going for.
Yeah, like, I understand, like, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Mm-hmm. Those are good, fun horror comedy movies, but, like, whenever Evil Dead came out, and I was like, and it went back to its original, like, horror roots, I was like, dude. Mm-hmm. And then, like, Evil Dead Rise, the same thing, like, went back to its horror movie roots. I'm like, it's what it is to me.
They both have their place in the
series.
They
both, and I love both of them for the reasons that they exist, you know? Like, I love the horror comedy stuff, and I love the horror because it's horror, you know?
You can make the argument for both.
Mm-hmm.
On the opening night of the film at the Rivoli Theater, the audience yelled at the screen during many of the typically stupid decisions of the horror movie characters. Robert Shea, whose Noon Line Cinema was distributing the film, I can't stand Bob Shea. I just can't stand that guy. Told Sam Raimi they would have to make cuts to those scenes. However, when they passed by the Rialto Theater on 42nd Street later that night, they saw sold-out shows for the entire night and heard people praising the film. Shea quickly changed his mind. Of course he did.
Of course.
It was the shortest change of an editing plan.
Did he do some of the same shit with Wes Craven?
Yeah, no, when it came to the Freddy movies, he was just obnoxious.
Wasn't he, like, really controlling and shit?
Yeah, and, like...
I want it this way, I want it that way, and...
Well, the funniest thing is what happened in part 2. Like, he said that he had to have a role in it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
and he was the bartender, the gay bartender,
and
or whatever.
He didn't even know. He didn't get the joke until somebody pointed it out to him, like, 20 years later, and they're like, you know you were a gay bartender, right? And he's like, what?
What? No, I wasn't. Like,
dude, you were wearing all leather and serving drinks to men.
In a gay
Only
bar.
Men
in a gay bar. Yeah.
Bob. His sister's so much cooler. At the premiere of the film, one of the investors came up to Sam Raimi and said, "I'm very upset. I thought you boys said you're making a horror picture, not a comedy." In the original script, Before reaching the cabin, the group were to stop at a gas station where Ash would talk to the owner of the station and retrieve the keys for the cabin. It was also supposed to have an old man playing a banjo, warning the group that some evil force stalks them.
The Harbinger.
It kind of would have been fun to see that. But
Yeah.
originally, the forest just attacked Cheryl, but after seeing the news, producer Robert Tapper insisted the scene should go farther, so they added the penetration shot. The censor board had their biggest issue. The reason I say that, the censor board, can you guess what they had their biggest issue with? It wasn't the rape scene. I'll give you that. No. The censor board had their biggest issue with the stick coming out of Scotty's abdomen as well as his broken wrist.
Why? But not the fact that there was a stick inside this woman's vagina.
Correct.
Like, and they showed it too, like right up her skirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't in the right
Even
position, but still, like, it was. You know where it was going.
You knew what was going.
And then she was even moaning.
Yeah.
Like, it
I
was.
told you, it sounded like she was trying to enjoy it there for a second.
She was like, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
like she wasn't tensed up at all at that point.
the magnifying glass necklace was originally intended to be a plot point by focusing the sunlight to burn the Book of the Dead, but it was decided after shooting began that this wasn't going to work, so its actual use in the film was a desperate attempt to keep it relevant since so much of the film time had been spent on it already, and that's why the dagger went to the wayside.
Still,
I'm just...
all right.
should have been used.
Ash was intended to die at the end when the surviving demon attacks him. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell both stated that they made this film to be recognized by studios and to help them get a career in film, not to start a whole franchise. They sold the distribution rights of the film to New Line Cinema for an incredibly low price because they felt there was no need for a sequel. This was later changed when they returned to make Evil Dead 2, which they claimed was possible because they had neglected to sell the rights to the storyline and the characters. It did, however, prevent them from reusing footage from the first film in the sequel's prologue, so they had to refilm several scenes for that purpose. And this is the last one, and I think it's the best one. For many years, Bruce Campbell stated that the final shot in this film where Ash is attacked by a surviving demonic presence was achieved by mounting a camera on a motorcycle and having director Sam Raimi drive it through the forest and the cabin directly into Campbell. He also claimed to have some broken ribs because of this, which was the reason why they shot this film last. They were expecting him to be injured.
Oh.
Even though Campbell has repeated this story in his autobiography and during the premiere of Ash vs. Evil Dead, he admitted in 2022 that this was all a big joke, to add to the myth and see how many people would believe the story, which many did. In reality,
Yeah, he's an asshole like that.
Raimi ran through the forest and cabin while sporting a camera with a wide-angle lens mounted on his head, while the crew pulled the doors open with ropes as he sprinted through them. Campbell's final shot was the one where he is doused in gore in the basement.
I mean, I could imagine being speared by Sam Raimi. That'd be kind of funny to watch.
That'd be funny. Yeah,
I just think
have a secondary camera just to watch that happen.
I just think it's funny, like, to imagine him telling this story knowing damn well it's bullshit, and Sam Raimi not saying a word. Like, yeah, I hit him with
hit him with a bike. Yeah, hit him with my motorcycle.
I hit him.
Yeah.
What of it?
I did a wheelie right
He
on his
should've
chest.
jumped.
I knew
If you
there'd
look carefully, you can
probably
see-
be a lot of like
If
a
you
lot
look
of
carefully, you can still
trivia
see
with
the
this one.
tire marks on his rib cage.
Across his forehead.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I can see it. You guys see that, right?
What are we doing next week, Karen?
Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings isn't even in there.
That's not what I said. I said The Hobbit.
Well, we don't want to do any more Tremors movies.
No. No, we're not doing any more Tremors movies.
So it wants to be done, I guess. The Rock.
The what?
Oh, is that the one with Nicolas Cage? Okay.
I haven't
Yep,
seen that in
Nicolas
100
Cage.
years.
I know. Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery.
That's like
An
an action movie.
It is streaming on Fubo.
Fubo.
That's a free service, ain't it?
Yeah.
I think so. You can rent it
I
on
own it,
the
I
other
think.
ones.
I don't own that one. No, I don't own that one.
The Rock is when a vengeful General Francis X. Hummel seizes control of Alcatraz Island and threatens to launch missiles loaded with deadly chemical weapons into San Francisco. Only a young FBI chemical weapons expert and notorious federal prisoner have the skills to penetrate, and the
Impenetrable.
Pregnable
Impregnable, yeah.
Island Fortress and take him down.
It's a good movie. It's a Michael Bay movie.
Yep.
Explodes.
Yeah,
Things- things
shit blows up. Shit's gonna blow up. It's a good movie though.
Yeah, I
Um,
enjoyed the movie.
What's it on? It's just Fubo?
Fubo and rent. You can rent it on anything else really, but it's streaming on Fubo.
And if you want, you can buy it off of Amazon on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Which I just did.
Bye now.
Buy now.
You like that one button? Done.
Yep. One and done, baby.
Dealt with.
It'll be here the 3rd. What is today? The 28th.
It's
It'll be
Shit,
here
whose
in 5
birthday is it?
days.
Oh, yeah, that'll be like Saturday? Sunday.
Sunday. So the day before I actually need to watch it. Hopefully it'll come on time. These during the from Thanksgiving to Christmas, good luck on getting your packages on time because they get so jam packed with
Joe
back
Dante.
orders
I'm
and
done.
Joe
Christmas.
Dante's birthday.
well, we ordered everything on Black Friday and this and that to get those deals, but fuck it, it's got a month to get here. It has to be here by Christmas. So
Yeah.
anyway, next week we will be doing The Rock with your boy Nicolas Cage. Did we already do a
It's your
creator
boy,
profile on him?
Nicolas Cage.
I think we did
I think we did too.
do one on Sean
I don't
Connery.
think we did.
If
I
we
don't think we
if
did
we haven't
either.
done Nicolas Cage, then maybe we'll do Sean Connery or Michael Bay. Honestly,
Well, yeah.
Michael Bay, or that's about it really in there.
Mm-mm.
No,
Mm-mm.
We'll
Sean
see.
Connery was
We'll
Mom's
see.
Crush.
I mean, well, we
Sean
did.
Connery was everybody's mom's crush.
Yeah, right. I heard he was an asshole in real life though. He was almost borderline abusive to his
Did-
wife.
I was gonna say, didn't he say something about hitting women was
Yeah,
okay or something?
yeah, hitting women was okay or some shit.
Like women needed a light slap every
Yeah,
now and then or
yeah, that's what it
something
was.
like that.
Women needed a light slap or was some shit
something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah, I almost bought Highlander today. That was on 4K Blu-ray at Walmart. I'm like, yeah, I didn't though.
I'm not a big
I'm
fan of.
not. I'm not a big
Highlander.
Highlander fan, so I was like, I don't need it.
First one's probably the only one I really watched.
That's the one that they had. The one with
I don't
him
think
and
I've
Sean
seen
Connery.
any of them all the way through.
I have, but it's been so long.
Sorry.
But anyway, next week we're gonna do The Rock, so check it out, watch it. If you haven't already seen it, that's one of the movies that a lot of people have already seen.
Yeah, I know I've seen it, but it has been a very
I've seen
long
it
time.
a lot. I've probably seen that movie at least 10 or 15 times.
Oh no, I think I probably only maybe seen it twice. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, no, I used to watch the
Maybe.
fuck out of it whenever I was a kid.
Mhm.
That and Con Air, that's
Oh, Con Air, I've seen that.
No,
that's
The
like
Rock,
classic
yeah.
John,
With the
like
bunny back in
like
the
Nicolas
box.
Cage to me. That's
Yeah.
classic
The
Nick
Rock,
Cage.
Con Air, and Face Off
So,
are like typical.
Mine
Yeah,
would be
yep.
Con Air, Face Off, Raising Arizona. We need to do Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona is like a deep cut though. That's like something that a lot of people don't know about
They
because it's
should,
older.
though. It is an amazing movie.
They
Hilarious.
call his what do they call that whenever they've got that movie, that 3-movie
Trope.
no that 3-movie like
Trifecta?
that they're like triple, like whenever they're it's their 3 best movies. It's like they're, you know what I mean?
Trifecta, I guess.
Yeah,
Triple
whatever.
threat.
They have a name for it, but like that's Johnny. I keep wanting to say Johnny Cage. Nicolas Cage is The Rock, Face Off, and Con Air. Everybody's like, those are the 3 movies that people love from
And
him the
he's
most.
known for.
Yeah,
Most
because they're
known
just fucking jam packed, no nonsense, just action movies. It's goofy and you love it.
I'll watch The
So-
Rock again before I make that determination, but I love Raising Arizona. Raising Arizona is like my #1 Nick Cage movie. Love
Yeah.
it.
We'll see. Anyway, till next week. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff down there and
somewhere.
No, they're all right there.
It's right here.
Can't you
It's
see
right
it?
here.
Or is it right there?
No.
They were on your forehead last week.
Were they? Oh. Okay.
I told you. He warned you.
I
Guys are
warned
great.
you.
Was there enough room, or did you have to use yours?
No, there's plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Anyway, We'll see you guys next week whenever we do The Rock.
Bye.
Bye.